Cougar foul, number 10, Sydney Freeman, her third, team 6. Oakhill foul, 33, Adriana Trexler, her second, team 5. Rebound bucket.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fans. And then there are fans. The diehards. They're those that don't just have a seat at a game, but a home away from home. The ones who made home field advantage a real thing. Who believe the horseshoe isn't just a logo, but a way of life.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Inspired by touch, by play, by listening and laughter. Inspired by family gatherings and one-on-one conversations. Inspired by long walks, long lives, and lives simply lived well. Inspired by compassion, by healing, by grace and strength. What inspires us at Franciscan Health is you. Franciscan Health, inspiring health.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts, all with a 99% career success rate.
You belong here.
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 I belong here.
Hi!
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
In 4 years, this could be you.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts.
You belong here!
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
The goal isn't graduation day. It's a better every day after. It's the first day in your new career, your first pay raise, the 5th day of that week-long vacation. It's the first paid holiday home with your family, or the day of your last car loan payment, much sooner than you thought. At Ivy Tech Community College, we don't just care about your degree, we care about your life. Let's get started at ivytech.edu.
Yo, what's going on? It's Antoine Taylor with Matrix QB. I'm so excited to announce our new book, The Quarterback Toolshed, strictly designed to help you slow the game down so that you can speed up. Whether you're a parent, a coach, or a player, it's jam-packed with information. We're going to help you slow the game down by giving you a mental processor so that you can speed up. This resource has all the things you need, from reading the defense, passing mechanics, pre-snap filters, coverage ID, and much, much more. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to see you on the inside.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in Indiana high school football fans. SummitCitySports.com coming to you live right here from Spooler Stadium, semi-state matchup between the Snider Panthers and the Valparaiso Vikings. Thomas Nolan is on the camera. Tim Atkinson calling your play-by-play as you're watching the 2022 football semi-state round on the IHSA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and powered by Summit City Sports. So as I mentioned, Thomas Nolan on the camera, Tim Atkinson calling your play-by-play, and Ryan Dellinger joining me with some color commentary. Ryan, an outstanding semi-state matchup. Both these clubs have really deserved what they have got to get here, with Valparaiso having a tough matchup in a revenge game last week under head coach Bill Marshall in that Maryville matchup where they won that 15-14.
Yeah, that was quite a bit of a slobber knocker there, especially in the second half, when you would think at times Maryville was had great momentum and just couldn't capitalize. We talked a little bit before we even got started on the plays right before halftime for Maryville, where they didn't score, but you got to give it up to the defense for Valparaiso. I mean, they stopped them.
Yeah,
they just quite frankly stopped them, and we know that Maryville team was high-powered. That was a revenge win for Valpo over Maryville, a loss that was earlier in the season, and they did a great job. They controlled the ball for the entire second half.
Yep.
They got the points when they needed it, and that's why they're here today taking on a high-powered Snider team. And their win last week over Mishawaka was quite impressive.
Yeah, it was a 14-15 win, and it was, 14-9 at half. So, as you mentioned, just manhandled in that, as Snider has seen this type of thing before as they were against Mishawaka. Before we talk about that, the firepower for Valparaiso and the Vikings at 9-3, led by that outstanding quarterback, just a big kid in the junior, and number 5 in Justin Clark, 880 yards on 66 completions, just 145 attempts. So they don't throw the ball as much as we saw last week as well. But him in the backfield with number 9 and Travis Davis, also the junior, then the sophomore Thomas Berta. They got a really good read option game going through the Vikings.
Yeah, they run basically an RPO offense with mostly just run. And if their quarterback's going to run, he's going to run to the outside. He's not going to get into the middle with that size. He's not super thick like those two running backs are. Snider's going to have their hand full with Davis. He is a bruising running back. He was injured. He's now healthy, and he's had a good second half to the season. And that Snider defense is going to have to play better in the first half than they did last week against Mishawaka.
Yeah, and speaking of that game, got down big time, 21-zip. Were the Panthers down to Mishawaka there in caveman land up in Mishawaka, Indiana. We were on the call, Jeff Mahoney and I, and 21-zip. They kicked the ball to Kamari Juarez, and Snider never looked back after that, Ryan.
No, it was amazing. And at Snider, they touched the ball twice in the first half of that game?
Yeah, it was a touchdown, then an onside kick recovery. Yeah, they didn't see the ball until the second quarter.
But, Coach Tippmann made some great adjustments at halftime. He always does. That's going to happen with their coaching staff. And then, quite frankly, they got into their game plan. They controlled that game in the second half. And we talked about this earlier. The scary thing when you play Snider is if they defer, they're going to get the ball maybe the last possession of the first half. They score.
Right.
Then you kick off to them. They score. Then you go 3 and out. They score, and then you turn it over, they score, and before you know it, you're down 20,
right.
You're down 14 to 17 points, and it's hard to come back against Snider because they're so well coached, and they've done a great job this season when they get ahead, and they've had a tough road here to boot.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll talk about that under head coach Kurt Tippmann in his 14th year here at the school, 137 wins on 35 losses. That's pretty tremendous here at Snider.
Yeah.
They've only had a couple of coaches in their whole history going. Russ Isaacs, just some outstanding coaches here for Snider, and it continues with the 11-1 Panthers, but made the real good adjustments there at halftime. But let's look at their road, as they did start that sectional against their rival at Dwenger. Absolutely blitzed Dwenger at Shields Field 41-6. Then to beat Northside 2 times in one season, Ryan, with the 25-21. That was Kamari Juarez again being huge at the end of that game, catching that ball over Johnson to set up that last touchdown to Lincoln Firks. And then, of course, that 41-27 win at Mishawaka.
Yeah, so they've had a tough road. They've played, and you know what's crazy about Snider? They've played all different offenses. They haven't seen the same offense in back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, this will probably be their closest.
Yeah, this is it. This is, as close to probably what they played during the regular season. A lot of the Summit Athletic Conference schools run that similar offense.
Right.
Maybe not with a quarterback like what Valpo has, but, they've had a tough road here. That Northside team was super fast. Mishawaka was well-balanced. And tonight they're playing against another team that likes to keep it on the ground and possess it and take control of the game. And Snider's going to have to get some turnovers here in this game and get some short fields with this wind here at Spooler Stadium.
Yeah, it is a windy, cold evening here. Snow still coming down a little bit, blowing in here in the press box, trying to stay as warm as we can, but we get probably the warmest in the whole stadium, even though it's a little bit of a chill up here. But make sure you follow us on Twitter at 260sports. Like and follow our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Ryan, looking at the stats for Snider on the offense, as we did for Mishawaka with their big trio of Berta, Clark, and Davis. Really, you have an outstanding trio as well with Luke Hoppert at quarterback, Langston Level at running back, and Kamari Juarez at that wide-out spot. They can really hit you at all angles, and, of course, that running back stable is never bare in Snider.
No, and they don't ever reload. They're just ready to go. They have got another one waiting, and Langston Level is a bruising guy, likes to run it up in the middle between the tackles, and he does a great job in there. And then you know what? Juarez just makes all the big plays. For Snider, they throw the ball up to him whenever they need to, Tim, and when they throw it up to him, he comes down with it.
Yeah, he's
got great hands.
He's a ball hawk. He'll go high point the ball. He's one of the just tremendous wideouts we've seen in Northeast Indiana and, of course, the Summit Athletic Conference. For Valparaiso, they, of course, are the Duneland Conference. And, we talked about Snider having to beat Northside twice this year. Well, Valparaiso in that matchup last week against Maryville in the regular season in the Duneland Conference, they were defeated at Maryville 37-10. So the coaching staff under Bill Marshall in his 5th year, 50-11, is going to make them adjustments here coming to the Snider ball game.
And they're going to have to, because I think both teams are going to want to possess the ball on the ground all night long, Tim, to be quite honest with you. And it's a big defense for this Valpo team. They've got a lot of thick guys in there, and their linebackers last week really against Maryville came up with a big play whenever they need it. They're going to need it tonight against Snider. The turnovers could play a big thing if Snider can get 2 or 3. That's going to be key for them. Set up some short fields, because we know Valpo could care less if they got the ball at their 1 or 2 yard line and went 99 yards.
Yeah, those linebackers that you mentioned for Valparaiso were outstanding. And number 37, Alex Rodriguez, and number 47, Ty Veen. Very similar looking players, but they just from watching that Maryville game, really will blitz them off the edge, up the middle. They'll move them around, and they're an outstanding tackling duo as Rodriguez leads the squad with 76 total tackles, 57 tackles for Veen. And then you got, of course, throw in number 32. I say throw in, but the DB with 64 tackles on the season as well. And Sammy Ampalatis, looking at their interceptions as well, Ryan. Quite a few picks as a team for Valparaiso, 19 as a squad on the season, with number 16, Tyler Vasher, the junior, with 7 picks, and number 15, Tyrese Morris, the sophomore, with 4 picks. So they can go attack the ball as well on the defense for Valparaiso.
Yeah, that's crazy, because they run a lot of man. Single high coverage over the top, so that's trusting your defensive backs back there for Valpo. So, it's dangerous to play that single high coverage. Last week we saw some Maryville guys get behind the coverage and make some big plays, but then, Valpo stood up on defense, played strong, especially inside the red zone, and was able to hold that Maryville team down. So Snider, if they get some deep shots, they're going to take them.
Yeah, and Snider will be ultra dependent on Luke Hopper. Had an outstanding game last week against Mishawaka. That run in that first half, really one of their only positive plays in that first half, felt like it got them going a little bit with his vision and bounce, but he can absolutely throw the ball as well, and the weapons with Juarez Lee and, of course, Ferks and Billingsley as well. That throwing capability is really here for Snider tonight.
Yeah, Billingsley had a good start to last week. He kind of opened it up later in the game for Juarez on the deeper balls. But Ferks is a big weapon at tight end. You know, Snider always has good tight ends here. And so they have a good weapon. But I think last week the defense for Snider, I thought Rohrbacher in the second half had just some huge – him and Talamentes in the second half were huge for the Panthers against Mishawaka.
Yeah, also Amarion Moore.
Yeah.
He played outstanding coming off the edge as well. But this is going to be a great matchup. Two different styles as it was last week for Snider. But it's going to be interesting to see what battle wins. This outstanding running game of Valparaiso or the more balanced attack here for the Snider Panthers. Well, the winner of this matchup, of course, Ryan, will move to Lucas Oil Stadium.
Gosh, already
1 week away as Thanksgiving's next Thursday. They will play the winner of Whiteland and Castle. Whiteland, the obvious favorite, or the glowing favorite, I should say, there. As I'm trying to find my paperwork on it, here it is. 11-1 is Whiteland at Castle tonight at 8-4. That was a 7 p.m. kick, so we'll know who won that ball game to see who will play this one at Lucas Oil next week in Class 5A.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got all the games here, Tim, coming up tonight. This is going to be a 7 o'clock start, so they're already underway in 6A. Hamilton Southeastern's at Carroll right now, and, just two teams that are pretty much slouches. The other two teams on the other side, Center Grove and Cathedral, play tonight. Cathedral's already beaten Center Grove this year, but two outstanding programs there. You've already mentioned the 5A. Down in 4A, it's New Prairie taking on Kokomo. They'll play the winner of Roncalli or East Central next week. It'll be Chittard taking on West Lafayette tonight. Monrovia against Lawrence Berg in Class 3A. And 2A, Lures, they aren't going to start for about another half an hour. They're going to be at Andrean tonight, and then they'll play the winner of Linton Stockton or Evansville Mater Dei. And down in 1A, Adams Central at North Judson. I think that's a little bit of a later start, too. Right. And then you've got Lutheran, Indy Lutheran, who's been the number one team in Class 1A all season. They're taking on North Decatur. And, of course, next Friday, I believe it's classes 2, 4, and 6. And on Saturday, you'll have 1, 3, and 5.
Yeah, so it's shaken out here. We're going to decide 6 champions next week. But before, we're going to cut it in half here tonight. Right here, Friday Night Live, as this 2022 football semi-state round of the IHSA Champions Network is presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and, of course, powered by us, SummitCitySports.com. Before we get it, as we mentioned, at 260 Sports. You can follow us on Twitter at 260 Sports. Like and follow our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell. You'll be notified of all our live events as they do happen. You see the Valparaiso Vikings hitting the field here as the Snider fans greeting them nicely, Ryan, as you're well aware of. But before we get going, you know that the Big-Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at the Big-Eyed Fish. Kelly Automotive Group is celebrating their 70th year in business. Shop all 14 of their brands at drivekelly.com. Tom Seal Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They'll help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services like brakes, wheel alignments, engine diagnostics, and more. At Ottenwiller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind to their entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenwillerContracting.com. Some volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area. From ages 5 to 18, our players are equipped with elite-level skills and a foundation of life skills. Jump on board. Together we can reach the summit. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. System and solution that fits your unique needs. Visit. Are you ready to do what it takes to put your past behind you? What's expunging your criminal record or getting your driver's license reinstated? Jolly Law Firm is your answer. Sioka Cleaning and Restoration, providing top-notch commercial services. As I lost my reader here. Yeah, figures, doesn't it? I had it all.
You're losing your mind here.
I am. Too much going on somewhere.
All right. Sioka Cleaning and Restoration provides top-notch commercial cleaning services, including water damage, state-of-the-art disinfectant services throughout Northeast Indiana. That's Sioka Cleaning and Restoration. I lose mine all the time too, Tim. So
I do remember this one, University of St. Francis.
It's cold.
Maybe that's out. I don't have it. Well, we're going to go ahead and go to a commercial break here real quick, ladies and gentlemen. 1 minute break and come right back at SummitCitySports.com.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Semi-state here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. The Snider Panthers are playing host to the Valparaiso Vikings. We are just away from kickoff. Snider won the toss, and they will defer to the second half. So just like last week for Snider, trying to set up their defense and get that ball to start that second half.
And they'll be, I think the wind is blowing that way, Tim. You can see it just barely now, just slightly out of the west. It looks like if we were inside a snow globe, that's what it would look like right now here at Spooler Stadium.
So we are all set. It will be number 22, Nicholas Talamentes, to kick it deep to Valparaiso. You'll see two outstanding kickers here as well, as Talamentes will blast that one. And that will go into the end zone for the automatic touchback right through the hands of Julian Stokes. So we are already here 12. As this is Indiana high school football, we do play 4 12-minute quarters here in the state. Now, Ryan, of course, they're going to come out, and we're going to see a lot of run here for the Vikings.
Yep, and Snider knows they can crowd the lineup. There's not a lot of passing here. They'll probably go just straight man-to-man on the outside and try to work them into long down situations. We saw that was a problem last week against Maryville, but we'll see what happens here on the first drive.
So we'll go in the shotgun, of course. And they'll run out of that, up the middle. Good start there on the run to number 9, of course, is Travis Davis. That's what they do all game last week as well against Maryville. And that win is Clark and Davis really gelling well each other on this read option.
Yeah, it was a good run just right off that right side, right between the tackle and guard. And an easy 9 yards.
So 2nd and 1. This is exactly how it started last week against Mishawaka. The defense for Snider. This time another good run, a nice tackle. That was going to be a big gain. I believe that was number 11.
Billingsley?
It was Levi Overholzer coming from that safety slot.
He came from distance for that tackle.
Him and Brandon Logan, an outstanding safety duo. The sophomore and Logan and the junior and Overholzer. So 1st and 10, though, doesn't matter. First down run for the Vikings. Another handoff to Davis. Got more space. This kid is quick. Look at the quick feet out towards that midfield. They will mark him at the 50-yard line. Great start here for the Vikings.
Same 3 plays, Tim, in a row. Same one. Easy to call those.
If we go to our Traction Athletic Performance replay, watch the read option, the easy handoff.
What a hole.
I mean, that's outstanding blocking, and then Davis does the rest.
You and I could have ran through that, Tim.
1st and 10 from the 50. Another handoff. Snider's getting some good push, but finding the right hole and tackled after a gain of 4 is Davis. And I'll bring up 2nd and 6.
You can see Snider trying to make them to stay in the middle to go into those good linebackers that they have. So their defensive ends are doing great and contain. It's just nothing's gone outside yet by this RPO offense of Valpo, and they're controlling the clock.
So we are nearing 10 minutes. Second and 6 for Davis. Clark on the left hip, 3 wide receiver set. Another handoff, same play.
Oh, nowhere.
Good pressure, and look at him find the nose to get at least a +1 on that. We'll bring up 3rd and 5. Nice, good effort there from Travis Davis.
Yeah, they can't hit him high, obviously. We saw him run through a lot. No, he didn't. They marked him back behind the original, that line of scrimmage, Tim, by about a length of a football. So this is where, obviously, Snider wants to have Valpo in this game. But with the way they're getting 3-4 yards at a chunk, it may be 4-down territory.
It is 3rd
and it's starting
and
to snow
5.
harder.
It is coming down, and it is whipping out there as well.
We got a whistle.
We're 9.5, and clock is blown dead. And I think we had a little wardrobe malfunction from a Snider player. He's going to come out. Yeah, he's got a little helmet issue.
Yeah.
So back to the action. 3rd and 5. Big 3rd down play to start this semi-state. Trips near side, lone wide receiver to the far side. They're going to throw it. Nope, this is going to be a draw. The draw right up the middle. That worked nicely last week against Maryville in some key times. You see it right there once again. Nicely done.
Yeah, you
got Valpo.
Yeah, you got to know that quarterback would rather run than throw. And the blitz was there. He's just already gone by the time it got there, Tim.
1st and 10 for the Vikings. 9 minutes left in this first quarter. Ball spotted at the 38. 1st and 10. The turn, the hand to Davis. Davis right up the middle once again. No, he kept it. How about a little bit of trickery right there from Justin Clark, the junior, pulling it out of the gut of Davis for a big gainer.
Picked up 13 or 14 on that, Tim. Nobody knew he had it except for that safety out there on the far side.
Yeah, and by that time it was way too late. Already was on the edge. As it will be 1st and 10, ball at the 24-yard line for the Vikings. So a good start here, just exactly what head coach Bill Marshall and his staff, I'm sure, dialed up here, Ryan. Pair of wide receivers to the near side, lone to the far side. Davis with Clark. The hand, Davis, over that left guard. Uh-oh.
Wow.
Keeps getting to that second level. Overholsel has to make another tackle. And it will be a 1st down at the 12-yard line. So still can't get a 1st down at that 2. I can even do the math on that one.
Good job, Tim.
Appreciate you. About 8.5 left in this first quarter. Real methodical. 2 wide receiver set. They're split out. Davis is going to be behind of Clark on this. Davis. Good job.
Tackle.
Yep. What was that, number 82, I believe? Nope, that was 22 of Talamente's. Ditz in there. We mentioned him. Had a great second half last week.
17 was in there as well.
That's Moore, Marion Moore. He had a tremendous second half as well defensively, as this is shaping up just like that Mishawaka game for Snider last week, with getting the ball just ran right down their throat for the first score of the game. And it really got Snider on their heels. It's like Talamentes is guarding the slot or the inside guy. They're going to a little zone here defensively. Clark hands Davis. Davis. He has that nice stutter step in the backfield, but this time the Snider defense does a nice job to corral him and tackle. I believe that may be a short loss. Nope, it's going to be a gain of about a half yard. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 7.
Got to be really disciplined here if you're the Panthers, not letting that quarterback get outside the pocket here.
3rd and 7. Yeah, that last time on 3rd down, he had Clark pulled out of the belly of Davis to have that big run. Let's see what happens here. Trips far side, lone wide receiver to the near side. Clark in the shotgun. Davis to his right hip. And he's going to hand it to Davis, and that's Moore. And who was that broke in originally? Moore, and was that number 47? That is Adam Blakely with the tackle.
Hold him to a field goal, and this is going to be difficult in this weather.
Yeah, they have a tremendous kicker. And it's coming
82.
out. Stats up here for you. That's Wilcox.
Wilcox.
He's 10-7 on PATs. Does have 2 field goals on the season as well. Ball's going to be held right at that 15-yard line.
Snider jumped.
Oh, my goodness. That's going to pull him 5, but still be 4th down, but decision time for Coach Marshall.
It's a half a distance, though, isn't it?
Oh, you're right. Yes.
So where's the ball marked at right now? The 8 or the 6?
Ball is at the 8.
So it'll go down
line
to
of
the
scrimmage. We'll put it at the 5, right?
Yeah. So I think they're not going to take points off the board here, Tim.
No.
We've seen how valuable points can be. Just ask Maryville last week. In this same situation, they elected not to take the points, and it cost them.
Absolutely cost them. So here we go. Cox. They'll line up this kick a little closer. Less wind, obviously. Snap. Good snap.
Blocked.
Oh, blocked. How about Billingsley? Keydrell Billingsley with the block, and we're going to stay scoreless here with Snider having an outstanding special teams play. So the first special teams look right now going to Snider, Ryan.
Boy, it looked like he got shot out of a cannon, Tim. He came off that left side in a hurry. Never even got touched. I'm surprised he just didn't catch it and take off and run with it.
Look at this, right off the edge, untouched, you're right. Yeah, that was 2 hands it looked like, right?
Yeah.
How about that play from Billingsley? So, hey, what a statement there. Ben did not break. That's what the Valparaiso defense did last week against Maryville, giving up those big chunks but not letting them into the end zone.
Yep, and so Snider comes up with a good stand here. They'll have level in the backfield now for the Panthers.
So Snider's first possession. Hopper is going to hand to Level. Langston Level.
Got room.
Some blockers. Takes it out towards the 20.
Whoa.
Still moving. Ooh, got a little burst of speed after that first contact, Ryan.
Yeah, that was a first down.
It is a first down.
Yep.
He smelled those chains and got to him.
Some good blocking off that left side by the Panthers. There wasn't a lot there, but as soon as he saw the hole, he just darted right through it.
Yeah, we saw it from Mishawaka on their opening drive. Of course, the field goal blocked, but now some good blocking on the first play. Here, Hopper in the shotgun. Level to his right side. Twin wide receiver set near side. He's going to play action. A little bubble, and that one's thrown high, and that's probably good that that's incomplete because that was going to be a loss of about 3-4 yards, maybe more.
Yeah, they were right on that immediately. from the time it got snapped, they ran right up on that. But we were looking right there, Tim. They were playing single, man-to-man, no safety over the top. You know, you got to be careful here if you're Maryville with Juarez. I mean, they held down 2 great receivers last week.
Correct, yeah.
Kept them in check, I should say.
Proof is in the pudding
Yes.
for sure, as I'm sure what the Valparaiso fans are absolutely thinking. But they're going to go trips near side. Will Snider Level in the backfield. They're going to hand to Langston. Not
Nowhere.
a lot there. Great defensive play up front by the Valparaiso Vikings.
There was nothing there. There were all Vikings in the backfield.
That looked like Alex Rodriguez. As you're getting some good sights there from our cameraman Thomas Nolan here in the little chilly press box up at Spooler Stadium here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So a big third down play, 3rd and 10 for the Panthers O.
And they've got the wind slightly behind their back. It's coming straight across the stadium here.
Yeah, it's kind of far left side of the end zone coming right at us is the wind. Hopper's going to waggle near side with his right arm. Good look out here to Juarez, and that's
close.
That's real close.
I think he's going to be a little short, Tim, by about a yard.
They
Less
are
than a
marking
yard.
him. Yep, about a half yard shy. Decision time for Coach Tittman.
He's saying go.
Yeah. Oh, they're giving it to him.
Oh, they gave it to him.
That was real close to the sticks.
And they didn't even measure that.
Look at the Valparaiso coaching staff over there. They weren't pleased at all.
No.
Wow.
Well, that'll keep the clock moving here with 4:51 to go here in quarter number 1, Tim.
So 1st and 10, big play there from the Snider offense, and Hopper to Juarez. Billingsley in motion. Oh, I like that little bit, but broken in once again. How about Valparaiso really reading that nicely, and that was off the edge. Let me grab that number 23. Broke through there for the Vikings, and that was Tanner Young, the junior.
Yeah, but I think Snider's going to put that one in their back pocket, Tim. That play right there. If he gives that ball to Billingsley, there's nobody. There's nobody going to catch him.
Yeah, there was no containment on that far side at all. They're going to go twin wide receiver far side, lone wide receiver the near side, Hopper and the pistol with level behind. 2nd and 11. And the motion is Juarez. They're going to flip it out to Juarez. Great catch. Oh, my goodness. Turning the body. Beautiful hands from Juarez.
Hold on to the ball.
And get to the 45-yard line for a first down pickup for Snider.
Yeah, both times just little boots out there for the quarterback Hopper, and Juarez has been in the right place both times. So passing working right now for the Panthers, even in this cold against this good Valpo defense.
It is frigid. Feels like it's getting colder as we go. Game time temperature, I believe, was like 22, 23 degrees. Windshield, that's got to be down in the single digits.
Easily.
Fort Wayne. Northeast Indiana. 2 wide receiver set. I formation. The outstanding fullbacks in for Snider and Veazey. They're going to hand to Veazey, and you don't think Valparaiso knows about the likes of Veazey? An outstanding job. I believe that was number 23 that got in there again first with Tanner Young.
Wow.
Good stuff defensively for Valparaiso.
They have not figured out how to block him yet.
That was outstanding job of Gameville watching. The I formation comes in. Snider does have a tendency to run that on that lead to Veazey. And Valparaiso did a nice job. Maybe they can set up something else off of that. Can Snider. Hopper, straight throw, flips it out. Oh, broken up.
Good
nice
tackle.
Pass break up. Yeah, Valparaiso player was going. I don't think he heard the whistle because it was not very loud. The whistle wasn't.
Probably frozen.
That could be. That could be.
I think they go with P-less whistles now so that doesn't happen.
Right.
But then again, they're not quite as loud either.
So will be 3rd and 10 for Snider. Clock stopped on the incompletion. Under 3 minutes left to go in this first quarter. We move quite quickly here. Juarez will come near side all alone to the wide side of the field.
And they only have – he's in man coverage here, Tim.
Wow. Buchanan, is that Buchanan in the backfield or is that Veazey behind? They're keeping Veazey in there for an extra blocker. Hopper across the middle, threw it just a bit behind. I believe that was Jordan Lee. It was, so incomplete pass. 4th and 10, and if you're Snider, I'm sure you got to punt it here.
Yeah, you got the wind, pin them back, try to get a 3 and out and get better field position. But the pass game really working there. That ball was just behind him. He was open.
Yeah, that crossing route was open. You mentioned it in the opener in the pregame, the one safety deep here for Valparaiso. That kind of sets up to what Snider likes to do, but that time, little errant pass. Valparaiso forces the 4th down. Back deep, you got a pair of Vikings. Talentes to kick.
That one's drifting to the
Fair
left.
Caught inside the 25-yard line at the 24. And they'll take over now on their second drive. Ryan, I expect more of the same, huh? As the first drive, run.
Yes, yes, run, and then run some more. It was their motto here in this game. We haven't even seen them try a passing attempt yet, and Snider's starting to crowd the line a little bit more, which has worked out good for them. But Davis has had a good start to the game, along with the quarterback running the ball.
Yeah, Clark and Davis, they just work so well with each other and wait to that very last minute, a point of handoff. So 1st and 10 for Valpo. The handoff again to Davis. Davis near the 30, tackled at about the 31. I think they're going to mark him at the 32. Good first down carry will bring up 2nd and 7.
That time Davis was able to get around the end. The end had crashed in fairly early, and after first contact was able to step around and pick up about 8 yards.
So under 2.5 minutes left in this first quarter. 2nd and 7. Plenty of time on the play clock. Twins near side. Lone wide receiver the far side. Clark in the shotgun. Davis on his right hip. Hands to Davis. Davis
dragged him.
That first step is just so quick when he receives that ball of Justin Clark. Wow.
They're running right behind that big right side of the line. And we're even seeing them pull the blockers around now, or Valparaiso.
So 2 minutes. We are under. As the winner, of course, will move on to Lucas Oil Stadium for the chance to win a 5A state title.
The last game of that weekend will be the 5A.
Oh, is that the breakdown?
Yep, Saturday night, 7 o'clock.
Thanksgiving week spread formation, the pass, and out wide. Not a bad switch up there on 1st and 10, though, from Valparaiso.
Yeah, that softens up those linebackers again, keeps the corners back for a while, and makes you think they're going to throw, but I'm not even sure the receiver saw the ball, quite honestly.
Yeah, it was out a little bit too quick and had some time there. May could have let that develop another half tick.
Yeah, I may have thrown it just a tad bit early, or the wide receiver didn't break his route off early enough. One or the other didn't work out, but I think that was a good play call by Valpo. They had to do it eventually.
I agree. You got to keep Snider honest, as they will pin their ears back as they did in the second half against Mishawaka. They're going to bunch trips out wide, and they're going to pitch it out to Davis. Great blocking.
Who was that cat out there on the far number 4?
Know, there was a boom.
I'm trying to watch him.
Let's see if we can catch it. Let's see if we can catch it on our replay here.
Yeah, it looked like number 4.
That was Brandon Logan. Oh, yeah, Berta with the yes, that was Berta on the edge on that block, Ryan. You're right, number 4. He's their other running back that has the 3rd highest rushing yards.
Here's Snider. You're coming after him right here.
Fake pitch. They're going to come back to Berta. I like the little misdirection. He's going to be tackled.
He's got it.
Yeah, he was on the tackler as he spun over. Yep, that's a good call over there by that sideline referee, and that'll be a first down. For the Vikings.
That was a nice play. That was well designed, that little inside handoff there. And this could be our last play here, maybe of quarter number 1. A quick one, Tim.
Yeah, super quick out here in this first quarter, which you'll get with one team absolutely running it all over the field. As it's now 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 48-yard line.
And they're going to
20 seconds.
Yeah.
And the hand, nope.
Got him.
Great play once again by number 47, Adam Blakey. He's done a couple of nice defensive plays. That one a tackle and a loss.
Valpo's going to let the clock run out here, Tim. Got 1 second and 0.
Let's take a look at that real quick, Ryan. As watch him break through here on this near side.
He came right up the A-gap in there to get that tackle.
What an absolute play by Snider. But, hey, 2nd 11, that's the end of our first quarter as you are watching the 2022 football semi-state round on the IHSA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and powered by Summit City Sports.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football, a journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to sell.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Start of our second quarter. Play action. Clark looking to throw it. Has a man open just a bit behind him. And luckily, Logan didn't connect on that tackle, or that could have been some targeting. So good job. But that pass just a little bit behind. It was there, Ryan.
They're lucky Logan wasn't going for the ball.
Yeah.
Eyeing the ball rather than the receiver. Because if he's eyeing the ball, that ball's behind him right to Logan. And with Logan's speed, see you later.
Yeah, that's a great call. We've seen him a couple of times this year, especially one, I believe it was against Dwenger in the regular season, took one 86 yards to the house off an interception return. So 3rd and 11 for Valparaiso. Once again, the build-up's good. Let's see if they can get on this 3rd.
Good
Clark,
good push.
Davis out of the backfield. Great catch.
Nowhere
and
to go.
Nice hit. How about the strength and the hit? Number 8, Zion Green. And over there as well is number 10, Jason Pierre-Louis.
Yeah, great defense there by Snider. Got him in 3rd and long. Valpo doesn't like it. Snider makes him pay, but this time now the Vikings are going to have a little bit of wind to their back. They're going to punt here to the north end of the field. And nobody really too far back for the Panthers, Tim.
Right. He is standing that's Juarez standing at the 21, 22, 23-yard line. As I'm sure you're going to angle this out. Valparaiso knows better than anybody.
Oh, he kicked it straight right out of bounds.
You know, that's what I would rather do than kick it to Juarez.
It's like at the 45.
Yeah, that might be like a 5-yard net punt. They're going to mark it at the 44, Ryan. So a good opportunity, a 3-yard net punt.
Wow.
Now the wind is coming this way for sure, but that was definitely just off the side of the foot.
Wow. That's amazing. That would give Snider that good field position they desire. They started inside their own 10 last time. This time they're going to get it out around, what is that, like the 43 3/4.
Wow.
That opens up your offense for the Panthers.
So another special teams miscue by Valparaiso. Now they go in the I formation, does Snider. They're going to turn hand to Buchanan and
Great
broke through.
play.
Outstanding tackle by Ty Veen.
Yep.
These linebackers are really good for Valparaiso.
Snider is setting up their play action, Tim. That is exactly what they're doing by pounding the ball in the middle of this defense. And this is where Ferks gets dangerous right down the seam, or your running back coming out of the backfield on a wheel route or something like that. But that is definitely, you can see it coming from the Panthers.
So Twins far side, that's Billingsley, and Juarez near side is Lee. Buchanan in the backfield. Hopper puts a man in motion. Hopper in the pistol. Turns, play action. Doesn't have anybody, flips it out, and just off the hand of Lincoln Ferks, the senior tight end. That'll bring up 3rd and 9.
And Valparaiso was thinking the same thing I was, Tim. Here comes play action, and Snider
ready.
went right to it.
Absolutely. 3rd and 9 for Snider.
See what the Panthers come up here with 3rd and 9. I mean, Ferks is there's no secret any longer on Ferks.
No, there's none.
None.
Had the game-winning touchdown against Northside to end the game in the sectional championship. Here's Hopper. He's going to waggle out far side.
Throws.
Oh, look at Juarez on that
Perfect.
hitch.
That
Oh,
was
my
a
goodness.
great route.
Woo! And then Hopper puts it right on the money. Juarez is such an underrated wide receiver. Eastern Michigan got on him early, and for a good thing for that Eagles fans.
Coach Crandall, is it Crandall or Cranston up there at Eastern's a great coach, man. He's an amazing coach. He'll love him. But that play right there, it looked like a guard backing down, walking down their defensive player in basketball, and then coming back to get the ball. That's exactly what it looked like by Juarez right there. He walked that guy down, made a little contact, and backed right out of it.
That's a great analogy. I formation now, just one wide receiver. They're going to hand Buchanan. He's got a little bit of a bounce.
Run.
Tackled by number 6 in Peter Crossan. And we'll cut the chains in half. It'll bring up 2nd and 5.
Big number 54 for the Panthers with some talking. Carter Wilson at the end of that play, letting them know we're going to be able to run the ball too.
Let's look at that Juarez comeback as Hopper on the money on the run. Well, you couldn't see it on the picture, but Juarez tiptoes that sideline. Nicely done. 2nd and 5 for the Panthers. I formation, they stay. Juarez, your lone wideout. A little delay on that handoff and broke through.
The ball popped
Was that out? They're going to call him down. I think that's the right call. I mean, it was definitely bang, bang. Came in. I don't know. I think that was number 35. No, that was number 33. I think that jarred that loose. And Xander Corning. Let's see if we can hit our replay on that and see real quick. Here's that's 3rd and 5. Digging back to the line of scrimmage. Yeah, you were blocked there by a big number 71 for Snider. Couldn't check, couldn't see. Let's look at it one more time. Yeah, you can't see when the ball comes out, unfortunately. 3rd and 5. A long 5.
He's changing the play.
Little audible here for Snider. Blitz is coming. The hand to level.
He
broke through. He can take this to the house.
He's
inside
gone.
the 25. Inside the 10.
See you
Touchdown.
later.
Langston level from 40 yards out for the score.
Give that play to the quarterback. He read that perfectly. He knew if they got through that first level, he was gone, Tim. Simply put, he saw the blitz and gave it right to the right guy at the right time, and he broke a couple tackles, and 40 yards later, the Panthers with the lead. Wow.
That was a great run from level. We've seen it for 4 years now by the outstanding player.
A big extra point here, Tim.
It's a huge extra point. 6-0 our score. That's Talamentes to line up the PAT.
Ooh, high snap.
And absolutely
hit the crossbar,
hit the upright, went through. Just dinked on that upright on that left side, and what do you know? Snider out to the 7-0 lead. Ryan, let's look at that one more time. Hopper got that handoff, as you mentioned, right in time. The defense was in the backfield. Wow.
I think a big thing on that is how the line blocked. At the last second, you see the guys. You see that how they blacked out. So it was whoever made that call on the offensive line, whether that was the center or a guard or somebody, they realized the blitz was coming as well, and they pushed all the blockers out, and that led to a big touchdown. So smart play by the offensive line and that quarterback Hopper.
So Snider up 7-0, scoring on their second drive, the first one of the second quarter. And what a recovery. Don't forget, that was third down.
Yeah, it was 3rd and long, 3rd and 9, wasn't it?
3rd and 6, I believe. Yeah, 3rd and a long 5, maybe 5.5, 6 yards. But Snider does get on the board first here against the Vikings. Now they need to answer. Plenty of time. 8:49 left to go in this second quarter. Talamentes with the boot. Let's see if the wind holds this up a little bit.
Look at that thing curve.
That's fielded at the 3-yard line. Makes a move and then gets in the grasp. That was number 24 for Snider. Lucas Rohrbacher is one of the best linebackers in Northeast Indiana.
Great defensive play there by Rohrbacher. And that pins them back a little further back than they've had the ball here in the first half for Valparaiso. And they're going to go right back to the running game. They tried the passing game, didn't work.
Yeah, that last possession, a little bit more passing. I think they threw it 3 times, or at least 2 did the Vikings. Excuse me. So let's see. They got plenty of time. They can run it. They don't have to worry about that. They have all 3 timeouts remaining as well. 1st and 10. Ball at the 21. Davis with Clark. Clark.
Oh.
How in the world?
Who was that?
That was number 8, Zion Green, that got in the backfield.
He almost took the handoff to him.
Along with Moore. Let's take a look at it.
He almost took the handoff.
What in the world? As that's going to be, they did get back to the line of scrimmage, so 2nd and 10.
Right through the A gap again.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was Zion Green, number 8, got in there first, the senior.
Wow. And that puts them in a down and distance that they do not like to be in. That was a great play by the Panthers. Good call by the defensive coordinator for sure.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
So 8 minutes left in this second. The handoff to Davis again. Davis will get some, about 4. They're going to mark him at about 5-yard gain. It'll bring up 3rd and 5.
And Davis realized they were trying to strip the ball there. He wisely put 2 hands on that and got to the ground.
Yeah, dove forward. Yep. Let's get the yards and move on. Absolutely. So 3rd and 5.
Does Snider blitz here or do they play zone, Tim?
Whew. I mean, with the time, yeah, I just play it straight up.
Yeah, me too. Trips to the near side, though.
Yeah, different formation here for Valpo. Clark.
Give up the middle.
Davis.
That's not going to work.
That was a good design play, but the Snider D got in there, led by number 41, Maxwell Malone.
Maxwell Lamone had a big second half last week.
He did. He was in the backfield quite a bit as I was on the call for that. And that will bring up 4th down, and you got to punt it here if you're Valpo in danger time. The last punt, Ryan, went only 3 net yards. They're really scared to kick it to Juarez, as is anybody that plays Snider. But you got to have a little bit more depth here to get some field position. 6:45.
Oh, that's right
high
again.
Kick, end over end. This may take a nice Valpo bounce, though. It'll die, and it'll be downed at the 45-yard line, where Snider will take over.
Wow.
Let's go back. as the wind keeps whipping in here.
At least the snow has started to slow down. Can you imagine if the game was in Valpo or Maryville where they've had lots of snow?
Be a whole different feel for
At least we're not in Buffalo.
Oh, my goodness. Only 70 feet of snow. That's called lake effect, Ryan. I don't know if you knew that or not.
That is nutty.
6.5 left.
I was watching on the Weather Channel today, and that guy said 3.5 feet, and I said, me and Thomas are going back to Florida.
That's your second home. Here's 3 wide receiver to the near side. Oh, hand to VZ. VZ.
Dragging him.
And he's going to gain about 2.5 yards, maybe 3 for VZ. So a different look there for Snider on first down. I'll bring up 2nd and 7. They'll give him 3 on that.
He looked like he was doing his best impersonation of John Riggins right there, just pulling guys through the line.
Yeah, just keeps those feet moving, the legs rolling. Here comes Snider now, 2nd and 7. This is a big defensive possession for this Valpo D. Cannot afford to get down too much against the firepower of Snider's offense and with the running game. Again, VZ met in the backfield. What an outstanding tackle and play. I believe that's number 94.
Yeah.
94 is Lucas Bartlett.
He was in there. He went right around 71 in a hurry. He stood up 71 for Snider, and he was able to just get too much penetration.
Here, Ryan. Yeah, I mean, couldn't handle him.
See if they keep Ferguson as a blocker this time.
So 3rd and 7 for the Panthers. Big play for Valpo. 5.5. Play action. Hopper. It's got time across the middle. That one was tipped.
Yeah, they designed that defense really good that time. They showed man, dropped into a zone there at the last second, and Hopper nearly threw a pick.
Yeah, look at Ty Veen here, Brian, on this play, setting in that zone as you mentioned. He's that left far outside linebacker. Backs out in.
Yep. Nowhere to throw the ball there.
No, but I think that, I don't know, it looked like 2 wide receivers are a little too close to each other on that. But a great stop for Valpo. And Talamentes with the blast. Wow.
Oh, they hit that hit him.
Grab the ball if you're Snider.
If you're Snider,
pick the ball up and run it into the end zone.
Yeah, they touched it.
I couldn't tell 100%.
Did you get that on replay? It
I
like
surely did.
It.
Let's see.
Looked like it hit his left hand.
The way Valpo reacted. Oh, it's super close.
Yes, that is.
I mean, to give credit to the referees, they're trailing that play. They're both about 25, 30 yards away from it.
So why did they mark the ball at the 9 if he didn't touch it?
Oh, that's a good call.
If he didn't touch it,
the
ball
hit a Snider player at the 9?
It may have, but it didn't look like it.
Yeah, it must have hit a Snider player at the 9. Wow. Well, anyway, here we go.
Right to Davis again.
Davis.
Gosh.
So strong. He'll take it out over the 15 to the 16-17.
If you're Valpo, you need to get points here because Snider gets the ball to start the second half.
They won the coin toss and did defer to the second half, as they did in Mishawaka last week, which proved to be big time for Snider and their momentum.
And Snider wants to stop here. Get him back there deep again. The punter has been 1 for 2 on good kicks today.
2nd and 3. Clark with Davis on the right hip. Clark straight drop back. He's getting blitzed off the edge and got it. Ball came out. Valpo recovers, but how about the sack? That's Dante Sanders, the senior, off the edge.
He had great corner blitz again out there. And you know what? Even though the ball popped out, he was down. I know a lot of the Snider people were yelling the fumble, but he was down, even though one of the big offensive linemen was right there to cover it up. But this is really long situation here. You may even see a draw here.
Yeah, just held it a little too long right there, and he was way down. Good job by the white hat. I want to get out of that replay. 3:50, clock rolling. Second quarter action. 3rd and 14 officially here for the Vikings. They're going to try to run it and get out of the end zone. Yep, that's going to be a quarterback keeper. Tackled at the 10 by Rohrbacher. And he is one of the strongest cats you'll ever see. Mr. Power Lifter is number 24. And a good play, and that will force the turnover, or excuse me, the fourth down and the punt, which they've struggled here in the only two punts for Valpo.
And I was a little shocked Snider didn't use a timeout there. That would have given him, when that play ended, was 3:30 on the clock. So they got him in their pocket, and they're going to get good field position here.
All 3 timeouts remaining.
And watch for a block.
He's in his own end zone. Looks like the return is set
Good
up.
punt.
Oh, that's a better punt. Nice high punt, Juarez. And that was a tough one to catch. A little Willie Mays style, Ryan. That's not easy.
No, he's trying to go over that left shoulder, and he's lucky it bounced off his chest and went straight out of bounds. The Panthers, though, with good field position here late in the first half.
Update from Carroll High School. As Carroll up 7-6 over the number 1 team in the state, Hamilton Southeastern, with about 6.5 minutes left to go in the second quarter.
That is a good defense out there at Carroll.
Just a couple of miles away from here. And Carroll, the Summit Athletic Conference, as is Snider.
Lures as well tonight. 3 teams.
North Judson?
Yep. That's
Trips
a drive.
Far side, level. He had the one look at the feet. He's got the speed, though, to turn it on at the 30. He's angled out of bounds and pushed near the 15-yard line. Langston Lavelle at it again, folks.
Wow. It looked like they were going to get him 2 yards deep in the backfield, Tim. The next thing you know, he's running out of bounds inside the red zone.
Looks like that first long run, or that long run we had for the touchdown, where they had him in the backfield, then Level just broke out of there. Here it is again.
He's got to be pushing close to 100 yards already.
Has to be. Well, you had that 40-yard touchdown run and then add this one to it. Had one in the opening drive earlier as well. So Snider, Hopper in the shotgun. Hands level again. Grip blocking. Level, he's hard to bring down inside the 10. He's still moving, spun down inside the 5-yard line. Right now, Level's feeling it right now, kids.
And you know what? Valpo's defense has been on the field a lot now here in quarter number 2. And they are slowing down as Snider's starting to figure out that defense.
Ball spotted at the 4-yard line.
This is right here where Valpo made their money last week, though.
Good call.
Against Maryville. Yes. They stopped them in this area twice in that game, and that's big reason why they are here.
One was to end the first half, which was absolutely huge, obviously. So we got 2.5 minutes left in this second quarter. Hopper in the shotgun. Hands level. Makes the first one miss.
Bounces.
Has a hole if he can get upfield. What to strip it. Great job by number 6, Peter Crossan, to try to strip that. We got a whistle.
Yeah, we got a whistle out there. Is there a flag?
I don't see one on the field. It is. It's an illegal shift.
Way over there on the far side.
Thrown over there by the first down marker. Or by the down marker, I should say. So this will be a loss of 5 for the Panthers. That'll put them at the 9-yard line, where we'll redo first down.
So first and goal now from the 9.
All 3 timeouts still remaining, so no worries there for either club.
This is where Ferks is the most dangerous on this Panthers team.
Hopper, they like to get him out of the pocket, let him see the field. And usually has found Ferks in the back of the end zone several times. They're going to go trips far side. Ferks is lined up on the tight. That's going to be another false start on Snider. It looked like the right side of the line moved a little bit. And that's going to be another 5-yard penalty. So that'll take him back to the 14.
Yeah, Hopper riding his lineman right now.
That's some leadership.
Yep.
Out of your signal caller.
Yeah, Isaac Stiebling, who was a quarterback here at their last state championship, he wouldn't have been real happy either. Of course, he had 3 dynamite weapons out there that he could just toss the pill around the whole night.
Some outstanding teams in the past for both these schools. Lone wide receiver to the near side is Lee. Pair of them far side. A little change at the line here from Hopper. He has Level on his right hip. He's looking to pass. Looking for Lee in the back of the end zone, making a play on the ball.
Triple coverage.
And I'm telling you, if number 16 didn't come over and knock that away, that may have been picked off.
And we've got a Valparaiso player getting up slow in the back of the end zone.
Had a really good beat on it.
Yeah.
As I'll try to get that replay up for you.
He certainly didn't look off the defensive backs on that one, Tim.
No, not at all. He stared down this left side and Lee the whole time. as it will bring up 2nd and goal from the 14-yard line. Minute 38 left in the quarter. Hopper, he's going to wheel out right side.
Oh.
And that one.
I think it slipped out of his hand.
Yeah, had to, and he's upset with himself. So we'll bring up now 3rd down. And goal from the 14.
I think if you're the Panthers, you try to get this center field here and give your field goal kicker an opportunity here in the last 93 seconds.
Yeah, that's number 22, Nicholas Talamentes.
Yeah.
But, yeah, right now the ball's on the left hash. And I'm sure they'd love to have this on the center.
I think they're thinking the same thing we are.
They're going I formation with VZ and Buchanan. The hand to Buchanan. Buchanan right down the center. And that will be, at about the 11. I think they're going to mark him at the 12. So 4th down.
Where'd they get to, Tim? Down to the 11?
It does 11 or 12.
So this is going to make it a 27-yard field goal, 29-yard field goal.
And a little interesting here, Valpo not taking a timeout here, Ryan. The clock's still rolling. There's Talamentes. That's Jarvis on the hole. He's a sophomore. Back up wide out.
Oh, Swibber.
Good job by Jarvis to be heads up. Talamentes will flip it out.
And it's just an incomplete pass.
So that will be an incomplete pass. And Valparaiso, so the block field goal by Snider on the opening drive for Valpo kept it scoreless. Now the mishap on the snap. Valpo keeps them here at a 7-zip score.
And they're going to kneel it down. You wouldn't have, you wouldn't try to do anything here,
right?
If you didn't use any timeouts there.
So 44 seconds on the clock.
Let's see if they go to it. Yeah.
Well, they're going to line up in
they
a
are.
formation. They're going to keep them in a pistol here. Will be Clark with Davis behind him. He's going to turn. He's going to hand to Davis. Davis makes the first one, miss.
He ran into his own guy.
Rohrbacher's there, but drags him to the 19-yard line. 2nd and 3. Make it 4 for Valpo, but no rush at all, Ryan, as you mentioned.
No, and Snider's using no timeouts as well. Everybody wants to go warm up.
Yeah, 7. Absolutely.
Including Thomas, our cameraman.
It is a little chilly out here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. Well, and that is the end of the second quarter. And we're going to step away here momentarily as you're watching the 2022 football semi-state round on the IHSA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and powered by Summit City Sports.
Fans. And then there are fans. The diehards. They're those that don't just have a seat at a game, but a home away from home. The ones who made home field advantage a real thing. Who believe the horseshoe isn't just a logo, but a way of life.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Inspired by touch, by play, by listening and laughter. Inspired by family gatherings and one-on-one conversations. Inspired by long walks, long lives, and lives simply lived well. Inspired by compassion, by healing, by grace and strength. What inspires us at Franciscan Health is you. Franciscan Health, inspiring health.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts, all with a 99% career success rate.
You belong here.
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 I belong here.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, SummitCitySports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
In 4 years, this could be you.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts.
You belong here!
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
The goal isn't graduation day. It's a better every day after. It's the first day in your new career, your first pay raise, the 5th day of that week-long vacation. It's the first paid holiday home with your family, or the day of your last car loan payment, much sooner than you thought. At Ivy Tech Community College, we don't just care about your degree, we care about your life. Let's get started at ivytech.edu.
Yo, what's going on? It's Antoine Taylor with Matrix QB. I'm so excited to announce our new book, The Quarterback Tool Shed, strictly designed to help you slow the game down so that you can speed up. Whether you're a parent, a coach, or a player, it's jam-packed with information. We're going to help you slow the game down by giving you a mental processor so that you can speed up. This resource has all the things you need, from reading the defense, passing mechanics, pre-snap filters, coverage ID, and much, much more. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to see you on the inside.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Indiana high school football fans. You're watching the 2022 football semi-state round on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and powered by Summit City Sports. So, Ryan, back and forth first half. We went 7-0 Snider. Snider blocked the field goal attempt. Langston Level got out a couple of times with that one score. But 7-0, we sit here, and Valpo's got to feel really good.
They do, and we mentioned it right before half. That's where they made their money, is inside the red zone last week against Maryville. They come up with a couple big stops, and then a bad snap there leads to a no points for the Snider Panthers. When I think where they started that drive on the 5 or the 4?
On the 4, yeah.
And 2 quick penalties moved them back, and it cost them. And the one thing I'll say is Snider's defense has figured out the blocking of Valpo here in the first half. And so Valpo's going to have to make some changes a little bit to their offense to try to get Davis some more room in there. But the Snider Panthers linebackers have been in the backfield religiously in the second quarter. And if they can continue to do that and keep these short fields, and field position was just huge late in that second quarter for the Panthers. They didn't get any points out of it, but Valpo got nowhere.
Right.
So
had a couple of bad punts that really set up, and the one score did come off that first bad punt. So looking at this second half, Ryan, what kind of adjustments you see that Valparaiso needs to do against Snider to get back in this and grab some momentum? Because Snider gets the ball to start this second half.
Well, they need a quick 3-and-out, first of all, and try to set up some shorter fields for themselves. They were inside, their 20-yard line for most of the second quarter.
Right.
And so they need to get shorter fields. They need to keep Mr. Davis going. I mean, he was dragging Snider players around.
Strong.
And, we saw some misdirection. It was still a run, but it was misdirection. They have done nothing through the air. Can they get something out of the air? That would be huge for their offense. And maybe they throw on first down here in the second half and try to loosen up those defensive backs and linebackers, or try to get something over the middle that will pull those guys back a little bit and try to give Davis some room, or are they going to let their quarterback run the ball a little bit more? I don't think he wants to run it anymore. He's gotten smacked 2 or 3 times big here in the first half. So Maryville, the adjustments they made last week worked. Can they do it here in the second half here against a good Snider team?
And as for Snider, really got the run game going with Level, had a couple of nice passes with Hopper to Juarez, had some miscues as well. You expect some of the more balance, or you expect them to go more strictly towards run, or what are you thinking here, Ryan?
No, they're going to stay balanced. That's been their MO all season. Right. I think they're going to stick with it, try to work Ferks maybe down the seam. They are still setting up the play action.
Yes.
They haven't got it to work yet, but they're still setting it up by running that ball in between the tackles. And if Level has a big second half, boy, I'll tell you what, it'll be difficult for Valpo to be able to take down Snider. If they get a 2-touchdown lead, that's a lot of points in this sub-20-degree temperatures now that we have here at Spooler Stadium.
Yeah, Ryan, before we go to break to get set up for the second half, you want to pull out the scores again and give us some updated scores from around the area. Let Ryan get his big ski gloves off here. It'll take him a little bit of a time here, as you got our boy Thomas Nolan back there with the wool blanket, looking like he's born from Canada back in there. What do you got over there, Ryan?
All right, we got Whiteland leading Castle 7-0.
And the winner of that will play the winner of this game at Lucas Oil for the state title.
Yep, and then it is Matter Day just clobbering Linton Stockton 31-0. North Decatur and Linton and Lutheran. This is a close one, 7-7 in that one. Andrean in the first quarter leading 7-0 over Lures. Lawrenceburg over Monrovia 14-7. Chittard leading West Lafayette 14-3. Roncalli and East Central both tied at 7. It is New Prairie and Kokomo. Kokomo 6-0 in that one.
Right.
Center Grove 23, Cathedral 10.
Wow.
And that was not a score that was predicted.
Right.
Carroll leads 14-6 over Hamilton Southeastern. Ooh. It is Lawrenceburg. I think that says final actually 31-7. Was that last week?
Might have been.
Yeah, over Southridge. That was last week. So that's all the scores. We do not. At last check, I thought I heard Adams Central was up 14-0 over North Judson. Lures was down by 7, and that came from a pick 6. So the defense for Carroll tonight has shown up, obviously, over there in Neon Nation.
Yeah, that's a big one there in Class 6A. A Fort Wayne team has not made, I don't think they made semi-state, let alone a state championship run in Class 6A since it's been involved, 8 8 years, maybe 6, 7 years.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what's really difficult? You ride on a bus for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You jump off a warm, nice bus. You walk across, there, and you go inside. It's warm, and then you come out, and it's 18 degrees out. And it's just this weather is not conducive to real high-scoring football here on semi-state weekend.
And you got to love the game, and that's exactly what these outstanding Indiana high school football players are doing here for you, providing some outstanding entertainment. But it's all about this Lucas Oil run for the state title. As we'll take a break here as you're watching the 2022 football semi-state round on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and powered by Summit City Sports.
Fans. And then there are fans. The diehards. They're those that don't just have a seat at a game, but a home away from home. The ones who made home field advantage a real thing. Who believe the horseshoe isn't just a logo, but a way of life.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Inspired by touch, by play, by listening and laughter. Inspired by family gatherings and one-on-one conversations. Inspired by long walks, long lives, and lives simply lived well. Inspired by compassion, by healing, by grace and strength. What inspires us at Franciscan Health is you. Franciscan Health, inspiring health.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts, all with a 99% career success rate.
You belong here.
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 I belong here.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
In 4 years, this could be you.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts.
You belong here!
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
The goal isn't graduation day. It's a better everyday after. It's the first day in your new career. Your first pay raise. The 5th day of that week-long vacation. It's the first paid holiday home with your family. Or the day of your last car loan payment. Much sooner than you thought. At Ivy Tech Community College, we don't just care about your degree. We care about your life. Let's get started at ivytech.edu.
Yo, what's going on? It's Antoine Taylor with Matrix QB. I'm so excited to announce our new book, The Quarterback Tool Shed. Strictly designed to help you slow the game down so that you can speed up. Whether you're a parent, a coach, or a player, it's jam-packed with information. We're going to help you slow the game down by giving you a mental processor so that you can speed up. This resource has all the things you need, from reading the defense, passing mechanics, pre-snap filters, coverage ID, and much, much more. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to see you on the inside.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As you are watching the semi-state round here in the 2022 season. Semi-state round of the IHSA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and powered by Summit City Sports. Ryan Dellinger here joining me, Tim Atkinson in the booth, Thomas Nolan on the camera. We're powering through here and getting through this little chilly, brisk Friday evening at semi-state, as we got some malfunctioning equipment all around us, not just us, but everyone around. Anybody that's using equipment's having a little bit of issue here with the cold. But Ryan, an outstanding first half. We saw a quick one, but an outstanding one at that. Now Snider with the chance to really push on the pace here against Valpo if they can go and score on this opening kick of the third.
Short one. Oh, that's a violation.
And Brandon Logan will let it hop on the bounds. A heads-up play by the sophomore to let that hop out of bounds, and he'll get some love from longtime head coach prior to Coach Kirk Tippmann and Russ Isaacs. So Snider will take over, ball on the 35-yard line of Valpo.
I think it's going to be further than that, Tim.
Oh, they do spot it where it's at, don't they?
No, but it's a distance foul from where it lands.
Aha.
So it just depends on – it looks like they're going to mark it right at the 35, though. Yep, they are. Whoop, the official there with some fumble hands. You see that, Thomas? Thomas can't move. His eyelids are frozen at this point.
It's like Christmas vacation.
Yeah,
National Lampoons. And we're out tree cutting here tonight, Dellinger. So here we go. First play of scrimmage of the second half, and it's going to go with Level, tripped up
over his own
guy.
And he had a nice cutback lane, too.
It was there. He had a lot of greenery to this space, but it will be a no gain. Maybe, yeah, they're going to be a no gain. It will be 2nd and 10 for Snider.
And number 17, the defensive end there for Valpo, he wisely stayed home.
Connor McCall.
Yeah, if he doesn't stay home, Langston probably doesn't have to run over his own guy, or Level doesn't even have to run over his own guy.
So I formation, VZ as your down guy. Here's Level. Gets a block. Nice block. Cuts it against the grain. And then it's tripped off. That's maybe a touchdown-saving tackle by number 32, Sammy Empaladas.
And they marked that ball. It's going to be at least a yard and a half.
Yep, yard and a half is going to be third. Let's just call it 2 to make it easy. 11 minutes into this in this third quarter. Same formation, I formation, as Level dots the I. Kamari Juarez is your lone wide receiver to the near side. Hopper goes under center. Safety help on this near side with Juarez. Level right up the middle and absolutely levels the competition. That was number 33 with the nice stop on Corning, but a first down run from Level.
And that moves the chains, keeps the clock rolling for Snider, and they move it out towards midfield now, and they're trying to ground it out on the ground here. Early Level's going to have a big second half. Oh, we mentioned this coming out. Snider came out with no jackets on. Every Valpo kid had a jacket on, so it is freezing down there on the field.
It's definitely a mental battle there as well with the cold. First and 10, ball at the 48-yard line for Snider. Same formation, going with the I. So obviously that's the game plan at halftime. Coming in, Level got the edge, got the corner, now to the 40. Breaks it back in, still on the move. Is he out of bounds?
They said
he's
went out.
Out of bounds right there in front of the Snider bench.
It might be enough for a first down, though. It is.
It is. That ball is going to be spotted at about the 36, maybe 37-yard line. And it will be first and 10 for Snider. But Level, he's just so hard to bring down. We saw it last week against Mishawaka as well.
Yeah, he's able to get the edge fairly easy there. And you know what? He must have stepped out because he didn't even complain, Tim.
No.
This puts him now in Viking territory. And as we hit the 10-minute mark here in the third quarter.
It's going to go opposite formation. They'll flip-flop it. Still in the eye. VZ down in front of Level. Play action. Nope. Level. Bobbled the handoff. Spun out a trap. Wow.
He's still got 5 on that.
Effort. Unbelievable.
And they brought around the big, I think that's a tackle 71, isn't it?
It is.
He came around and had a nice clear-out block there, but Level did the rest.
That's the junior 6'5", Ethan Dodson for Snider. 7-zip. Snider, that was the halftime score. 2nd and 6. Ball on the 34-yard line. Just crept over the 35. They're going to go 2 wide receiver set far side. Lone wide receiver to the near side's Juarez. Hopper in the pistol with VZ behind him. Now VZ hops to the left hip. Hopper puts Juarez in motion. They're going to play action, the jet sweep through it, and got his hand up to number 41 for Valpo with the big play by Tyler Young, because that crossing route may have went for some distance.
Yep, Snider's got to be careful here, Tim. When their running back lines up exactly across or slightly in front of the quarterback, it's a pass. And they're giving that away early to Valpo. And when they're behind him, it's been a run every single time.
So 3rd and 6. It's a big third down play again for the Valpo D, as it was to end the second quarter. And look how they flatten out this second line. You're going to have man-to-man. That's going to hand off Level. Makes the first one miss. Falls forward near the 30-yard line. Tackle just shy of it. He'll be about 3, maybe 4 yards shy of the first down marker. Decision time for Coach Tittman and staff. It looks like they're going.
See if you can get the edge again. That has been fairly easy here in the second half.
They're going to bring their jump beef. That's number 88, Jack Langus, the junior, 6'3", 185, along with Al Capone VZ.
And a big package runs in now for the Vikings. Yeah, they're going with like goal line defense here, Tim.
4th down and 3. Ball at the 31. I formation, play action. Look for Ferks. Hopper, can he get out of there? How about the effort? But he's not going to get the first down. Great coverage on Ferks, Ryan, and that's what really broke up the play.
Yeah, number 37. Right there. Did not leave his area, his zone, and it comes up with a big play. And that's just what Valpo needed here in the second half.
Getting that stop on the first drive of the quarter. Here's the replay, Ryan. Watch Ferks come out, and that beautiful coverage. Great coverage, and then the corral and the good pursuit from Valpo. That was number 37 that ended up bringing him down in Alex Rodriguez.
High snap.
Back to the live action, high snap to Clark, hands Davis. Davis met Rohrbacher at the 34, and it stopped right there. Forward progression, though, they're going to give him to the 36.
So 6 on that first down play for Valpo, just the way they started the first half now. And they're still trying to work that right side.
8:20. 2nd and 5 for the Vikings. Clark and Davis have been tremendous. Man in motion. That was Begley. The hand to Davis. Excuse me. That's going to be a +3 of first down. And a nice run from Valpo to move the chains. Talamentes with the tackle. Again, Ryan, the blocking. Look at the hole. He could have went either way.
Yeah.
And he's so quick right off the handoff. It is some quick feet.
And they showed an unbalanced left that time and then just brought the tight end back over the other side, and he cut right behind where he was blocking.
7.5 left in this third quarter. 1st and 10 for Valpo. Clark, they're showing blitz up the middle of Snider. Here he comes, does Green. Davis spun out of that tackle by Blakely.
Oh, and he's just dragging everybody. He's going Jerome Bettis on him.
Wow, still carrying the pile. How about Valpo and Davis? Eventually you got to blow the whistle, yeah?
Yeah, I wasn't even sure who had the ball any longer. It looked like a rugby scrum.
So he got it all the way down to the 41-yard line.
Snider actually came out of there with the ball.
Wow. As you would expect when you have pretty much all 22 around the ball. As it will be first down. Ball spotted just outside the 40-yard line. Tip of that ball right at that mark.
Davis running with some authority here in the second half.
We've seen it with Level for Snider, and we've seen it with Davis for Valpo. Same formation. Davis behind of Clark. They're going to hand off to Davis. Wine out and goes low.
Could have had a hold there on 85, but they didn't call it.
That was Talamentes that upended, and that'll be a minimal gain.
And he was the one getting held. So a good play there by Talamentes. Big old 89
that gives you a little extra.
Yeah, big old 89 grabbed a hold of him, didn't let go. It's been a pretty clean half. What, just 2 penalties?
Yeah, it's been a very clean game. Besides that last drive for Snider to end the second quarter where they had back-to-back penalties. Other than that, it's been pretty clean. Twins near side, lone wide receiver to the far side for Valpo. Did Clark just hit his left hip?
Yep.
He's giving the running back the cue.
That wasn't Davis, though, was it?
That was
Berta, wasn't it?
that was number 4, Thomas Berta, the sophomore running back. That will change in there as well. That'll bring up 3rd and let's call it 6 for Valpo. Manageable.
They'll bring Davis back in.
It's got to come back in, does Davis.
It's 4-down territory anyways for them.
Absolutely agreed. So
look at the ball roll. The wind is really going now.
That rolled about a half yard. Umpire having a little extra duty of spotting that ball a second time. 5:20 left in the third quarter. 3rd and 7. 3rd and 6. The hand to Clark keeps it. And Clark just lost his footing as he was trying to cut it out wide.
And he didn't get it.
No, he's short.
At 2 yards. Man, maybe a yard and a half?
That's a good 2 yards, Ryan. And they're going to go for it. Obviously, it was a great play call. He was wide open, had the numbers, just lost his footing as he went for that cut.
And you know Snider's going to pin their ears back right here.
4th and let's call it 3. A long 3 for Valpo. You hear the Snider fans getting involved. Clark and Davis in the backfield. Clark's going to put Davis on his left hip.
They're running right.
Looking for that hard count. Now he's going to go under center. Oh, and he jumped to Green. How about that coaching and execution by that junior quarterback, Justin Clark? That's outstanding.
And that was right before the play clock ran out, Tim.
Wow, could not time it any perfectly. Could Valpo. And that is a backbreaker for Snider.
The linemen were good.
Look at all this movement here.
And look at all the wind now.
Look at him jump to it. And as soon as he did that, that's when Green came. What an outstanding job and coaching by Coach Marshall and his staff, along with the execution of their junior quarterback. 4.5.
Big lane.
Clark. And this could be a momentum changer here, folks, as he's inside the 20, tackled at the 18.
Short of the first down by about a half a yard.
Just shy of the first down markers. Ryan mentioned.
Man, the right side of the line. The right side of the line tonight has been so good for Valpo.
Great blocking. They are big over there too, Ryan. Left tackle number 54 is ginormous, and Matt Hoffer, he's a junior, 6'5", 275-pounder. Clark, see, he's
trying to draw him off again. Option.
You got a key here. If you're Snider, key on the hip. As Clark is showing you which direction the offensive plays are going here.
Yep. What are they, inside the 5? Yeah,
they
the
are
4.
inside the 5. First and goal, ball at the 4-yard line. Valpo with an outstanding answer after forcing Snider and the punt. Now moving the ball right down the field. Twins near side, lone wide receiver to the far side. Davis behind of Clark. Davis in the pistol. Hands Clark. Clark up the gut.
And he's
going
going
to get
in.
it. He's going to get it.
Yep, he's in.
He is in for 6. How about Valpo and the answer to start this third quarter from Clark and Davis?
Wow. Right down the field. No passes, all runs, 6 points.
Let's go to that replay here, Ryan. And Clark had something on that outside, handed to Davis, and it didn't matter. Davis ran into his
own guy,
but then the extra push as he ran into number 68. And Grant Anderson, 6 foot, 280-pounder, and that is the first score for Valpo. So the big point after here for the Vikings.
Snap.
High snap.
Good
Great hold, but
No.
it's wide right. It's wide right, and Snider will keep an edge. 7-6 here against Valpo as you are watching the 2022 football semi-state round on the IHSA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and powered by Summit City Sports.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 2022 semi-state. This is Class 5A here at Spooler Stadium, home of the Northrop Bruins, who share their field with the Snider Panthers. That's why you have a Bruin in the center there, just in case you're one of Valpo fans. As Valpo with an outstanding answer on their first drive of the third quarter came up empty on that PAT, so Snider sticks 7-6, and that could be a difference. And the kick from deep, he's got 9 touchbacks. Another one out of bounds.
Oh, man.
That's the second in a row. Kicked out of bounds by Valpo, and you obviously want to angle it away from Juarez, but you would like to keep that in bounds.
And you look at that's Logan over there. He just sees the trajectory of the ball and sees it's curving that way, and he's just letting it roll right out of bounds, giving him his team once again, good starting position at their own 35.
Yeah, and he knows something about reading a ball. One of the best center fielders in the Midwest as a sophomore, Ryan.
And we have it. They're going to re-kick it.
Snider has that option.
Yeah, but you can take that 5 yards.
You can.
As well and start at the 40. So they're banking he's not going to be able to kick it again.
They'll back them up 5, so they'll kick off from the 35-yard line. Will the Vikings. 7-6, they're up. Third quarter action.
And Snider has moved up their guys here quite a bit. Juarez has moved up now, to about the 15?
He's standing right now at the 15, inching himself up even further. He's getting some special teams guidance from the sideline. He's now at the 20. Looking to kick. That, of course, is number 83, Tristan Evans. That's Jackson Kopp, the senior kicker, as they go back and forth. So Kopp will lay it.
Watch for a squib, maybe.
He's got that ball straight up and down on that tee. You saw that Mishawaka last.
There it goes.
Yeah, that's good. They're going to have to, if he's going to have it that straight up and vertical, they're going to have somebody put a finger on it to hold.
Yeah, because the wind is really starting to go again, and the snow's starting to pick up a little bit.
See it at the lights here atop the stadium here at Spooler Stadium. Do need to give a big shout out, Athletic Director Steve Zimbo. Oh, he's an outstanding host to the media here at Spooler. And now Cobb. Jackson Cobb. That's a squib.
And that might go out of bounds too. Nope, Logan's going to play it.
Yeah, you couldn't risk it there as Logan will be tackled at the 35, 36-yard line. Will bring up 1st and 10.
So Snider could have had it at the 40, elected to have him re-kick and start at the 35.
So a 5-yard difference.
Yep.
7-6. Snider still in control after that outstanding drive by Valpo. If you answer right now for Snider, you change this game back with momentum squarely with the Panthers. 3:02 left to go in this third quarter. This is SummitCitySports.com. As we are also producing the Carroll hosting Hamilton Southeastern just a couple of miles away. Here's Level against the grain. He saw it right away. He's got speed. He's got moves. Breaks it out. Great block from Juarez. Juarez lets him go. How about Level at the 20? Lowers his shoulder inside the 15 and tackled near the 14. How about Langston Level found some blocking?
Instant offense. He's well over 100 yards now. He saw his vision. Yes. Was so good. You know what's crazy?
Right away.
The Valpo coaches are up here in the box with us. They were yelling, he's cutting it back before he cut it back.
You take a look here, Ryan.
Boom, put his foot in the ground and gone.
Right here, that a nice block here from Juarez.
Good a block by the official.
A little pick from the zebra. And tackled inside the 15. So Snider with an outstanding play to start it.
A little bootleg.
Hopper looking for Irv. Wide open is Ferks. He bobbled it. And touchdown, Snider.
Wow.
Lincoln Ferks bobbles it and pulls it down for the score to make it 13-6.
Wow, great play there by the Snider coaching staff. The OC with a perfect call right there on a little play action. And now a big extra point for the Panthers.
You look at it there, Hopper and Level, little play action. And wide open, and Ferks, outstanding concentration and catch. That looks similar to that north side touchdown as they take a 13-6 lead. Talamentes for the PAT to make it an 8-point game. Off the edge was unblocked. It did not matter. Talamentes pushes it in. 14-6 Snider. So, Ryan, an outstanding answer after a subpar drive to start it. Valparaiso then comes back on their first drive of the third quarter, ran it right down Snider's throat, and then Langston Level, then capped with Hopper to Ferks. What an outstanding start to this quarter for both.
Absolutely, and on that touchdown pass, Ferks wasn't even first option. He was third in that one. He wanted to go underneath, couldn't go underneath, and wisely Ferks continued on that drag route across the back of the end zone. Ends up wide open, one-handed catch. Panthers up by 8 here with 2:21 to play here in the third. Of course, the winner of this one, boys and girls, will play the winner of Whiteland next week, and they were, at last check, they were winning.
Whiteland, the favorite in that ball
against
game.
Castle.
They up 11-1 on the season. I think Castle was 8-3 on the season. 8-4, excuse me, was Castle. Whiteland out of their Center Grove area. That game at Liddy Field.
Man, Center Grove beating Cathedral the way they were beating them in the first half.
Yeah.
Amazing. And if you're Snider, you got to keep this ball in bounds. You don't want to kick it out of bounds and give them good field position or kick it straight through the end zone like they did on the first kickoff of the game.
Very good call. So it will be Talamentes to kick. Under 2.5 minutes, Talamentes with a blast. Is that going to be in bounds is the question. That's up to the official who's eyeballing that sideline, and they're going to talk about it. Did it get into the end zone? They're going to say it was out of bounds at the 2. So that's illegal procedure here on the kicking team for Snider. Is that just is 2 yards shy?
There was an injured Panther behind the play here they're attending to.
Was that Talamentes?
I don't know.
It was 20. It looks like 22. It might be 82. If it is, that's Jarvis.
And Jarvis is the holder, correct?
On the PATs, yes.
30-something, 38.
So that's 38. Dallas Woodson, the sophomore backup linebacker on the kicking unit. So Valpo will take over here, Ryan.
Yeah,
Under 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter.
Kicking game not strong for either team here in the second half. That extra point looms big here in this game because now Valpo is going to have to chase points.
It is huge. Twins near side. Lone wide receiver to the far side. Hand to Davis. Davis is stuck in the backfield by number 41 for Snider. And, of course, that is Maxwell Malone's made a couple of nice plays here tonight.
Yeah, he doesn't tackle. That's a 6, 7, 8-yard gain.
Agree, yep.
Instead of just 2.
Nearing 2 minutes left in this third quarter in a frigid evening here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, home of SummitCitySports.com. Partnered with IHSA TV to bring you this outstanding matchup in Class 5A. Twins far side, lone wide receiver to the near side. Clark and the shotgun, hands Davis. Davis hit again in the backfield by Malone again.
And a little Ray Lewis there. Or is that Jalen Smith now? I'm not sure who does that one anymore.
We're going with Jalen because he's from Fort Wayne.
Big third down play now for Valpo.
Absolutely huge third down plays. We're under a minute and a half. 3rd and 4 for the Vikings.
And Snider's got to be disciplined here, not to jump offside and give him a free first down. And we'll see how they line up. If they bring big old 89 over to this left side, nope, yep, they're going to bring him over. This ball's probably going back to the right.
And the hand, Davis, right up the gut.
Ooh, that's close. He got
Moore
it.
hit him at the contact. I think he is going to be right at that first down marker. I believe they'll give it to him. Yeah, that's going to be a first down. Good third down play and push there from Davis and Valpo.
One official was right on the 45. The other one was just over the 45.
Either way, it was a first.
They split the difference and gave him a first down. Under 50 seconds to go. What a quick third quarter.
Very, very quick here at Spooler Stadium. As Snider and Valpo locked in a great one. This should end the quarter. Same formation. The sophomore's in there at running back now is Thomas Berta. He's going to lead block for Clark.
That's a hold on 54.
That's going to be a hold thrown right here on the near side, so that will stop the clock.
Yeah, the defense, who was that? Was that 41 being held?
It was Malone, who had back-to-back good plays.
Well, when your jersey's about 3 feet off your body, it's pretty easy to call that.
And right in front of the official. I mean, that was 2 yards in front of the official on this near side. So 22 seconds. That's going to be the hold, as Ryan alluded to. 10-yard penalty. That'll back them up at the 36, I believe, is where they're going to spot it.
Well, will they roll the clock is the question.
I believe so once it's spotted. Yes, there it is. So it's spotted and the clock rolls. Let's see if Valpo just lets it roll out. As we're under 20 seconds, that looks like it's going to be the case here.
Get it to the 4th, get warmed up.
Warmed up? I don't know where they're going, Ryan.
Well, I don't see any of those heaters or salamanders on that side.
So that, it looks like it will be the end of the third quarter. Got a good one here as you're watching the 2022 football semi-state round on the IHSA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and powered by Summit City Sports.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have...
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Summit City Sports. Ryan Dellinger joining me. Tim Atkinson here in the booth. Twins near side. Lone wide receiver to the far side. They're going to go back to Davis. That was an outstandingly designed play and executed perfectly by Valpo. And that's a big, big gainer for Davis.
Yep, they set it up. They had everybody going to the right. Nobody stayed home for the Panthers, and he was off to the races. Good play call.
That was outstanding. I mean, executed perfectly as well, Ryan. Let's see if we can get that dialed up here real quick on our replay. Well, Valpo going too fast here. Let's stay with the live action, of course. 1st and 10. Ball inside the 35-yard line. That's Berta in the backfield. Takes the handoff and tackled.
Short gain.
That was Blakey on the tackle. About a 2-yard gainer for Valpo on 1st down. We'll bring up 2nd and 8.
The winner of this one, Tim, takes on the winner of Whiteland and Castle, presently 14-7. It is Whiteland with the lead.
You got an update from Adams Central?
I do not. They were up 28-0. And they were late.
Yep.
Late in the
third quarter. Here we're at 11.5. Davis tried to spin out of a tackle, did gain about 4.
Rohrbacher was going to take his head off there.
And Blakey was down low. And luckily he did drop.
Yep.
So 3rd and 6. For Snider.
Snider dialed up some pressure that time off the right side. Forced Davis to stay in the middle. They did that quite well in the first half.
3rd and 6. Under 11 minutes. Davis powers towards that 1st down marker, tackled shy of it, I believe 2 yards shy. But you know that Valpo is going to go for it here. So 4th and 2, Ryan.
That big offensive line starting to lean on Snider here in the second half. And they're picking up big chunks, and this is a huge 4th down now for Valpo.
Under 10.5 minutes remaining in this 4th quarter.
We saw last week against Maryville when they had the same situation. They didn't give the ball to Davis, and the quarterback tried to keep it, and he got nailed.
Right. Let's see what they choose to do here. Will Coach Bill Marshall and his staff, 5th year at the school, 50-11 overall. Here's Dave.
Somebody moved.
Timeout. They got a timeout called over there. Coach Marshall not happy at all with what happened on that, so a timeout has to be burned by Valpo, and we'll stop it there as well. As we're at 4th and 2. And, of course, this broadcast brought to you by Summit City Sports. Ryan, what a game. Back and forth we have gone. We've seen 2 outstanding running backs going at it. Hopper's made a play when he's had to. You think it's going to come down most likely to Justin Clark maybe having to throw a ball 1 or 2 here in this 4th quarter to win the game.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's going to come down to a 2-point conversion.
Absolutely.
Because they are chasing the points right now, and after that missed extra point there in the 3rd quarter. So that looms large here. If you're Snider, you gotta just take care of 2 guys here, the quarterback and the running back.
That is the junior Justin Clark and the junior Travis Davis. Yeah, that's junior's return, so they'll be back. That's not a bad deal there for Valpo.
With that good offensive line as well.
So 4th and 2.
And Snider got to be disciplined here on defense.
Cannot jump. The last 4th and short, they jumped off sides with Valpo doing a lot of movement in their offensive set pre-snap. So here we go.
Snider faithful awake.
4th and 2. They got Wildcat here with Davis.
Easy.
And Berta with the lead block. He may take this to the house. He does keep his balance and scores. How about number 9, Travis Davis? He is outstanding here tonight.
What a play. Just it's simple power.
Had him in the Wildcat, so off the timeout, they switch it up a little bit, Ryan. Here, let's take a look at it. The Wildcat right to Davis. Got Berta on that lead block, outstanding blocking, then the balance shown right there to take it in the rest of the 10 yards. What a play.
Snider shifted late, and he ran right to where they shifted out of. So here comes a big 2-point conversion now.
This is huge. 14-12, Snider on top.
And the play clock is already down to 10 seconds.
My game clock did not
They might have
stop.
to burn another timeout.
Wow, they're going to have to. 6 on the play clock. This is something you definitely don't want to rush. 2 on the play clock. They do get it off. I think they got a timeout first. So this could be huge. 2 timeouts burnt in the last 2 plays
Do you just go right back
Valpo.
to the Wildcat?
Why not? I mean, that you get that extra block in Berta as well. But, of course, you're watching the 2022 football semi-state round on the IHSA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and powered by Summit City Sports.
Fans. And then there are fans. The diehards. They're those that don't just have a seat at a game, but a home away from home. The ones who made home field advantage a real thing. Who believe the horseshoe isn't just a logo, but a way of life.
Inspired by touch, by play, by listening and laughter. Inspired by family gatherings and one-on-one conversations. Inspired by long walks, long lives.
Welcome back. Under 10 minutes, 2-point conversion. That is the Wildcat with Davis. This is what they just scored on, and easy sailing.
Easy.
How about the play call and the difference right there? Maybe they look to that for the future, but a nice play in the 2-point conversion for Valpo and Davis.
Yep, great play again by their coach there. Had he burned another timeout, though, to do that. So we're tied up at 14, and it's going to come down to the final 9:49.
Here is that Wildcat play to get that 2-point conversion behind the block of Berta. Great job by Valpo on this drive. Let's go back to the score as well by Davis once again from the 31-yard line, where he took that snap and then the balance shown at the end. Not just power, you got some balance and quickness as well.
Yeah, that looked like student body left. Everybody was over there, and he just jumped over one guy and made everybody else miss.
So we got a good one, 14-14, Snider and Valpo, Class 5A. The winner of this will move to the state title game next Saturday at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Of course, that will be on IHSA TV as well.
Saturday night.
Saturday evening. You said that's the last game Saturday?
7 o'clock.
7 p.m. game at the Luke.
2, 4, and 6 will play on Friday, starting at 11. And then on Saturday, they'll do it all over again.
And their second line is way up.
Yep.
And really,
they're going to hold the ball nope, maybe not.
Jackson Cobb trying to wedge it into that tee.
It's frozen. It's solid.
It's a bit chilly here in the state of Indiana, as it is across the Midwest. I'm just glad there's not a lot of snow out here. Yeah, it's Cobb. This one is blasted, and they'll get that in the end zone.
Yep, smoked that one.
Absolutely blasted that one, so Snider will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line, tied up 14-14.
Can Valpo come up with a stop on defense?
Langston Level has been tremendous all game long. Hoppert's made a couple of nice plays when he's really needed to. His club has really needed to. Let's see here what they choose to do to start this drive in this fourth quarter.
See if they start with Level out there. They will. They're going to bring in the other back as well. Power I.
9:49. The hand.
Both running backs have made the cutback look really easy tonight, haven't they?
Yeah, they're very, very talented.
Yeah.
Are these backs. Davis for Valpo and Level for Snider. So clock rolling here.
Valpo bringing in 3 different players on each play.
Keeping them fresh and rotating.
Bring some beef in.
2nd and 5 as they did cut that in half. Handoff Level. Wants to cut against the grain again.
Oh, and he almost lost. Somebody lost their helmet. Big old 69.
But once again, at least that time, Valpo was waiting there for that cutback lane. But Level still will get the first down marker and move the chains with 9:06 left to go in this fourth quarter.
Big old 17. He's done a great job just staying where he's supposed to be.
Yeah, the defensive end for Valpo. That's a great call. And Connor McCall, no pun intended.
But it brings up a first down and keeps the clock rolling.
Well, they haven't restarted it. There we go. 1st and 10, I formation on the counter is level. He's got a blocker, lowers his shoulders, tackled about 2 yards shy of the first down, but he is an absolute load to handle. And if he gets to that third line of the defense, that's trouble.
Yeah, and those defensive backs don't want to see him coming their way.
So under 9 minutes left to go in regulation here as we're tied up 14s.
Snider just going to stay in that power I formation, Tim. And now 5 down linemen. Ball's
fumble
loose.
Snap. Hopper did jump on it, but that's going to be a loss. About a half a yard. So bring up 3rd and let's call it 3 for the Panthers. And the first real miscue under center.
And we saw that time by Valpo. They put 5 guys right in the middle of that line. See if they try it once. Yeah, they're going to stay with that.
Going quick
like
here.
Like a 5-3.
I formation. Juarez splits out wide. Hopper under center. The hand level.
Spins.
If he can make some miss. Nope. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe about a half-yard gain will bring up 4th down. How about the Valpo D?
Yep, they stacked that line, and Snider did not get out of that play. And that brings up 4th down, and they're going to have to punt. Got to do it from your own side of the field, correct?
Correct, absolutely, especially 7:35 left. You got all 3 timeouts, no rush there. And here comes Talamente's 2 kick. Back deep for Valpo is number 16, Sam Thorgren. He's a freshman, and I couldn't see what that other number was, 30-something. But Talamente's the kick.
Oh, wobbler.
And that's kicking at the wind, takes a Snider bounce. That will take a nice roll. On this turf and keeps going and down at the 25. So that bounced and rolled about 20, 25 yards.
Yeah, if you're Snider, you want to get these guys out of here 3 and out because that clock is going to tick, tick, tick now because we know who's going to get the rock.
Davis is going to see a lot of the junior running back Travis Davis, 6 foot, 220-pounder, 7:02 left here in this 4th quarter. What a game.
I wouldn't be shocked if we see more Wildcat. Big hole.
And does take it to about the 30, 31-yard lines where they're going to spot it. Nice gain of 6 yards on 1st down for Valpo. We'll bring up 2nd and 4. 6:50 left in this 4th. Rohrbacher on the stop. Twins near side. Lone wide receiver to the far side. Davis behind of Clark. Hands to Davis. Davis right up the middle. Got a hole. And we'll get another 1st down. Tackled in that 3rd line by Overholzer. 14-14. Clock rolling under 6.5.
Huge hole off that right side again.
Yeah, great blocking. Great blocking at the point of contact.
You know, Snider did a lot of blitzing in that first half. Not very much here in the second half.
1st and 10. Ball at the 37-yard line. Clark breaks the huddle. Has Davis behind him. They're going to flip-flop and put the twin wide receivers to the far side. Still in motion goes the tight end, number 89. Hand Davis. Davis cuts it against the grain. Did he get through there? No, he's tackled there at the 40.
And that's the first time they've put the tight end on the left, and he hasn't come all the way back around.
That's a good call. That was Blakey with the tackle. He's come up with a couple of really nice plays here tonight as he'll sub out right now. Ball at the 40. 5.5 left. 14-14. 2nd and 7 for Valpo. Shotgun. I think that's Berta. Is that Berta in?
Blitz coming.
And they're going to hand to Berta. Berta into that pile. And we'll gain about 3 yards. We'll make it 3rd and manageable.
See if Davis comes trotting, but he does. Here he comes.
Absolutely. You got to put him back in the game as the snow does pick up a little bit more here.
Yeah, it is.
In Fort Wayne. 3rd and 4.
See if they go with that misdirection play that they got big yards out of earlier.
Overstate as they're going to the Wildcat. So they see what's working here. You got to know they're not going to pass the ball. You just got to come.
And he got it.
He got it.
Yep.
About +1. Yep, that's going to be a first down on another Wildcat run from Davis.
The Valpo fans are loud over there.
Yeah, you can hear that. Good traveling crowd, too, with the drive time and the cold weather. That's pretty nice from Valpo. So first down for Valpo. Here we go.
Still Wildcat.
Davis does not hand the bird off, and it's going to be tackled near the 45 at the 46-47. Cuts the chains in half. +1, make it 2nd and 4.
Just chewing this clock right up, Tim.
Snider does have all 3 timeouts remaining. Valpo just with the 1. Remember, they burned 2 on their last drive. 1 that led to a score. The second one that led to the 2-point conversion. Davis still in the Wildcat. I'm bringing everybody if I'm Snider. He is not throwing the ball. Great blocking off that left side. That's going to be just shy of the first down, about a half-yard shy. We'll bring up 3rd and extremely short.
That was a good play by the TB that time. He just came streaking in there to knock him. I thought for sure he was going to get that first down, Tim.
Yeah, he had great blocking and push off the snap on that left side. And a good recovery defensively. So, Wildcat we stay. Berta on the left hip of Davis, who's taking the snap. Davis again, and gets it easily, and then some, out to the 35-yard line. How about this little adjustment from Valpo?
And it looks like they're going to go back to their conventional offense now.
Right, here comes Justin Clark back into the ball game. 1st and 10, ball at that 35. .314. Man in motion again. Usually goes to the left, as Ryan said.
Good play.
Broke in nicely. Is that Blakey? Nope, number 41 is Maxwell Malone. Back there in Talamente's help, but Malone broke through right away. That's going to be a no-gainer, 2nd and 10.
You're the defensive backs now for Snider. You got to stay in contained. Don't look at the quarterback. Watch your guy now, because this is a chance where they can sneak somebody behind you because you're so much concentrating on Davis.
Watch for number 1, Scotty Brady. He's lined up solo on that far side, twins to the near side. You do have man-to-man coverage throughout. Clark, he's going to waggle, hand it back the other side. Again. That worked really well the first time, not so much that time. That's going to be a gain maybe of 1. We'll bring up 3rd and 9 for the Vikings. Clock continues to roll as we near 2 minutes.
I wouldn't put it out of the realm that they run the ball again here, Tim, and see what happens. Can we get 4? Can we get 3.5, 4, 5?
You would assume it's going to be 4-down territory, so why not make it 4th and manageable here, Ryan?
They may go to Wildcat.
Clark does stay in the game, though. Let's see what they choose to do. He will stay in. They're going to go Twins far side, lone wide receiver to the near side. Davis on the right hip of Clark. He's going to throw it. Clark, blitz comes. And tipped. Knocked away. That was a little bit high as well. I don't think that would have been complete, but a good job to stay with the coverage. Did number 11 and Levi Overholzer.
Great coverage there, and the Panthers all yelling they wanted to hold there. Didn't get it, but brings up a long 4th down now with just a $1:38 to play.
That's where you would second guess it a little bit on, 4-down territory. You know you're going for 2 downs anyway. Try to maybe to run it with Davis. He's been unstoppable in the last 2 drives. But here we go, 4th and 9. Valpo only has 1 timeout remaining, and they're already at 11 on the play clock. They haven't broke the huddle here, Ryan.
They're going to have to use another timeout.
Oh, my goodness, 7 on the clock. They're not going to get this off.
You have to even get...
No, they're going to have to burn their last timeout. That is absolutely huge. And we're going to take one more break. Wow, outstanding ball game here once again in this 2022 football semi-state round on the IHSA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and powered by Summit City Sports.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
The goal isn't graduation day. It's a better everyday after. It's the first day in your new career. Your first pay raise. The 5th day of that week-long vacation. It's the first paid holiday home with your family. Or the day of your last car loan payment. Much sooner than you thought.
Welcome back, 138. This is the game wrapped up right here, 4th and 9. Clark takes the snap. He's got a man on the wheel route and off the hands.
That was Davis.
That would have been the touchdown, no doubt about it.
Wow.
Off the fingertips, and you got to feel bad for the outstanding player, and you see his teammates go to lift him off, but that could do it here, Ryan. No timeouts for Valpo, 1:27 left, and they're going to mark it at the 34-yard line.
And Snider can use whatever they want to use here. They can run, they can throw, they can do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, three
timeouts.
14-14 our score. 1:27.
No Langston Level, though.
Level does not come out.
Interesting.
They got VZ in the backfield. So this is going to be a straight pass. Yeah, with VZ as your extra blocker.
And he's lined up right next to the quarterback.
Lee all alone near side. Nope. Hoppert. Oh, it's a little quarterback draw. Hoppert's got wheels, ran into his own guy, and it's tackled at about an 8-9 yard gain. They're going to mark it as an 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Yeah, good idea. Get Level back in there. I don't care. Give him the rock. They haven't said they could stop him.
So Level back in. He'll go to the left hip with Hoppert. Twins far side, and the wide receivers aren't sure what the play call is. Now they got it. Hopper, 20 on the play clock, plenty of time. Hand Level. Level making guys miss. Hops it, and we'll get to the 49-yard line. You may want to burn your first time out here.
The clock will stop.
To reset the chains and spot the ball. Back to it. 57 seconds left, 1st and 10. Hopper, play action.
Got him.
First.
Oh!
And dropped
off his hands.
On this near side.
And Juarez is running wide open.
He was wide open on this near side. Down the sideline was Juarez. Oh, sorry, that was Lee. Yeah, Juarez is more on that.
He was coming across the field.
Yep. 45 seconds left in this regulation. 14-14. Wow, what a game.
Yeah, no doubt.
Semi-state. Woo!
It looks like they're going to bring Level out this time.
He does check out. VZ back in. They're going to go 4 wide receiver set. Nope, 3 wide receiver set. Twins in the near side. Juarez alone on that far side. You do have safety help over there with Juarez. Hopper.
Yeah, it was going to be a
draw. Minimal.
Too late.
About the 52-yard line, gain of about 2. And the timeout call by Snider. With 38 seconds remaining. So 3rd and 7. You do have 2 timeouts, Ryan. What you doing here?
Tim, do you trust putting the ball in the air right here in the wind? Or do you know that jet sweep? They could have used it earlier, decided
to
not to Billingsley. He'd have had that edge so easily. Do you try that and try to shorten it up here, or you take a chance and try to find your big time receiver, Juarez?
Yeah, to me, I'm doing everything possible to move it down. I'm probably throwing the ball. I mean, when you're looking at overtime, Ryan, and the way this Wildcat has worked so well for Valpo in this second half, I'd definitely be worried about that if I was Snider in this, the way this overtime is set up, like the college rules. But we'll see what happens. 37 seconds, 3rd and 7 for the Panthers for the right to move to state.
Even a screen here, Tim. Something safe.
Alpert, he's going to drop back across the middle to Ferks and right through the hands.
Billingsley was open too, Tim, on the deep route. The ball just sailed a little high for Ferks, and he couldn't come down with it. You got to kick this away.
Yeah, you cannot afford to give Valpo the ball right here. That's for darn sure.
And then you still have two timeouts left.
Right. So you got to kick it back. I don't care if it even goes in the end zone. Don't let them get a return either.
We're looking at overtime here.
We're smelling it. Smelling overtime.
Tim, did you hear the score from Carroll?
I have not.
21-12.
Carroll?
Carroll.
Wow, Carroll upending right now the number 1 team in the state in Hamilton Southeastern Royals. Oh, good kick.
Good punt.
Wow, inside the 10 is going to be down. How about Talamentes? Tremendous punt. And that will be down, as I mentioned, inside the 5, maybe about the 4, and you're kneeling it here at Valpo.
Well, Snider still has 2 timeouts. So they make them try and snap it. And
each time,
Look at the snow.
You never know.
Look at that snow coming in. Holy cow.
Oh, it's a wonderful white world here at Fort Wayne, Indiana, as it continues to come down. Wow. Beautiful atmosphere here at Spooler.
Just the way we started.
And here is the down formation to get the clock rolling.
That'll do it.
And Snider will let it roll out. Why not? 20 degrees below. Let's go ahead and go into overtime. I know these fans won't mind it. Tremendous ball game as we will go into overtime, as we'll come back and give you the rules on that as you are watching the 2022 football semi-state round on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and powered by Summit City Sports.
Fans. And then there are fans. The diehards. They're those that don't just have a seat at a game, but a home away from home. The ones who made home field advantage a real thing. Who believe the horseshoe isn't just a logo, but a way of life.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Inspired by touch, by play, by listening and laughter. Inspired by family gatherings and one-on-one conversations. Inspired by long walks, long lives, and lives simply lived well. Inspired by compassion, by healing, by grace and strength. What inspires us at Franciscan Health is you. Franciscan Health, inspiring health.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts, all with a 99% career success rate.
You belong here.
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 I belong here.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm.
Welcome back. Overtime, ladies and gentlemen, as you see the captains at midfield for Snider and Valpo. Class 5A semi-state. The winner will move on to the state title game next Saturday at Lucas Oil. There goes the coin flip. And how about the roll for the coin flip from the White Hat?
How about when it went in the air and the wind grabbed a hold of the coin and blew it?
And, Ryan, I think this is the hardest it's snowed since we've gotten here tonight.
Absolutely.
As it is really coming down and blowing right at the face here from across the screen right at us. You can see it on the screen,
Well, it looks like we're going to find out.
So Valpo won the toss.
Snider's going to get the ball first.
And Snider will be offense first. So Valpo will know exactly what they're going to have to do after this possession for Snider. Overtime, 14-14.
Wow.
So both teams do have one timeout.
In the snow.
And the snow is kicking. Here we do have an update from Carroll. As it was 21-12 with 6:15 to go in this fourth quarter. So 14-14. Ball spotted at the 10-yard line. You'll get 4 downs to decide it. First Snider will be on offense first as Valpo won the toss. So here comes the Panther O. Snider, the Summit Athletic Conference.
Late subs again.
Yeah, 6 of them.
Yeah.
And Snider out of the Summit Athletic Conference. Here is overtime. Snider, first and goal from the 10. Hopper under center. I formation, 2 wide receivers. They're going to throw it. Oh, he's wide open. Is level.
Easy.
What a play call by the Snider coaching staff. Got everybody tricked, Ryan, and they throw it back to level for the score.
Give that one to Coach Bergeron. He's over here to my left. That's a great call. Wow.
Let's take a look at it, Ryan, real quickly here. Hopper sold it really well as well underneath center.
I think everybody thought this was going right, and he snuck out the backside. Great play call. Yeah. Big extra point, Tim.
Huge. This is big time right here for Talamentes. Jarvis with the hold. They have had a bad snap here tonight, which is got it up and got it good.
It is good, yep.
Snider with their 21-14 lead after their first possession and first play of this overtime. They take control 21-14. But, Ryan, they have not had an answer for the Wildcat there in that fourth quarter. Let's see what Coach Marshall and the Valpo staff have in store.
Looks like they're bringing – I don't even know if I see the quarterback out there.
He's out there.
Is he out there?
Clark is out there.
He's out there. 5. I see him now. But you know where the ball's going.
It's got to go to Davis.
I mean, just like they knew the ball was going to level, just how it got to him was different.
Right,
yeah.
Right. So here we go. First and goal from the 10 for the Vikings.
Comes down to passing.
Clark. Nope, it is. It is a Wildcat here with Davis. As they had Clark lined up out wide as a wide receiver there, they did Ryan.
And he got down to the 5.
Got down at the 5. It'll be second and goal from the 5. That ball spotted just inside the 5-yard line.
Snider bringing in some beef to the center of that line. Big old 78 ran out there.
He is a big boy, and Brandon Stuckey, 6'4", 270, is the senior. Him and the big fella, number 99, Navion Warren, both up the middle for Snider. Second and goal from the 5.
Play clock down to 8 seconds.
They've had a couple of times. Now Davis stays in the Wildcat.
Oh,
was that
was a fake snap.
Yeah, that's
a snap
offside.
Infraction.
That's going to be 5-yard penalty on Valpo. That's huge.
He snapped it back and stopped,
I wonder
and
if it
then
got
snapped it
up.
again.
With the cold hands and everything, Ryan, I wonder if that
I don't know. But the ball actually came up, stopped, went back up, down, and then he snapped
Let's see if we can see it. Yeah, that's exactly what happened, Ryan. Take a look at it here on our replay.
Yeah, my eyes are terrible, but I could even see that.
Boom, right there.
Yeah,
he double clutched the snap. I don't know, maybe a little too much shtick on.
They'll stay on the Wildcat, though.
But it'll be second goal from the 5. Davis and the Wildcat. Snider ready for it that time.
That was a Wildcat option right there. He had the option to run it or give it to, is that Berta that was over there with him?
Yep, number 4.
Here's a big play. You almost have to put your quarterback back there if you're Valpo, don't you?
To give you some kind of, opportunity. Right now, Snider knows unless, Davis can throw the ball, who knows? But Clark is in there, and he's not going to be there. They're going to Wildcat. Clark's going to split out near side, the quarterback, all the way to the end. Davis in the Wildcat takes a snap. No to Berta.
Nope.
Right there was number 47, and that is
17.
Was that 17?
Yeah.
That was Amarion Moore then with a beautiful tackle and a loss.
And I think if you're Valpo, you're going to use a timeout right here. You get one, you might as well use it. You can't go back the 3-hour trip home.
Can't take it with you in the bus ride.
And you have to put your quarterback in there.
And that's exactly what they're going to do, Ryan. And they're going to take their one and only timeout of the overtime period. Snider, though, one play separates them from a state title berth. Whew. You think they're coming out Wildcat? You got to go Clark and get some options, yeah?
Yeah, because they're sitting at the 7.
Ball's at the 8-yard line.
You got to bring your quarterback back in here, unless Davis could throw, and you run a pop pass or something, which is entirely possible. But I don't think so. I think you got to bring your quarterback in and look for your big tight end. Maybe they haven't looked at him one time in the game. So, the winner of this one off to the state championship. And the last time Snider was there, they just played a close one, 64-61 against New Pal in a game that I never thought was going to end.
It was outstanding. I know you have a good recollection of that one, Ryan.
Yeah, 2 boys on this Snider team that night. One of them lost in the state championship. 2 of them won a state championship. So this is a huge play for the Panthers right here. Valpo, can they come up with a little trickery?
One play.
They're going to stay in the Wildcat.
One play to decide who moves on to state.
Nope.
Valpo. Clark in at quarterback. Davis on his right hip. They're going to bunch up trips to this near side, and Snider wants to talk about it. Snider's going to take their one and only timeout of the overtime period. So a little bit longer wait here for the Snider and Valpo fans to decide what's going to happen. Whew. Wow.
You know what, Tim, but before this play, we need to thank everybody that's watched this year, not only here on the Champions Network, but with us over on Summit City Sports. We covered a ton of football this year. We've done a ton of soccer. We've done a ton of volleyball here in the fall sports, and what a way to end our season in the football segment of our Summit City Sports here tonight in overtime, and potentially getting 3 to 4 teams to the state championship out of the Northeast Indiana.
That's saying something for sure.
Who would have thought on day one
that
would be a possibility? And right now, Carroll is taking care of business.
So Valparaiso has one play to throw that monk into a wrench. Here we go. Clark in with Davis. Davis on the left hip. It is the same formation setup with trips bunch near side.
It's going to be
Clark
a pass.
Looking to pass. Oh, the blitz came. Couldn't get to him. Could Green. Scrambling for his life and for his season. Uh-oh. He's going to get there.
He got
Upended and touchdown. Valpo.
How was there?
Wow.
There were players everywhere. Offensive linemen down the field. And now a big extra point now for Valpo. They missed one earlier.
This is a huge PAT. Obviously, watch the scramble ability here from the junior quarterback. Green couldn't get him. Got through that one. Good balance shown. And then got to the pylon, hurtled up over 3 Snider players. What effort by the quarterback, Justin Clark. Wow.
Amazing play there by Valpo.
What a game.
That was B button, A button, C button, right flipper. And they're going for 2.
Oh, to win it. Here it is. Ball game on the line. Clark puts a man in motion, has Davis behind him. They're going to turn the hand to Davis, and he got it. And Valpo wins it with a 2-point conversion. Are you serious? Valpo moves to state. Wow.
Amazing play call. What guts there. I thought for sure they were going to just kick an extra point, Tim.
They did not, and they go for it, and they hand it to the guy that's carried them all game long with Davis. Look at it right here. They spread him out right up the gut, was not touched until he made it into the end zone. What a play and overtime for Valpo to win it and to move on to state.
From the 4th down play to the 2-point conversion.
What a heartbreaker here, Ryan, for Snider. You got to feel for their kids and the Valpo community. They're going to be celebrating tonight there at Valparaiso.
That will not be a cold drive home.
Right.
Wow.
It will be nice and toasty as they head into the bus and win it. Wow, what a tremendous game for Valparaiso. So they do win it. Congratulations to the Valparaiso Vikings. They win 22-21 over the Snider Panthers. Of course, the Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game is number 9, Travis Davis, with an outstanding rushing ball game.
Amazing game by him. He had to probably have close to 200 yards, don't you think, Tim?
He had to, no doubt about it, Ryan. So what a game here. Last-minute thoughts, Ryan?
No, one hell of a game, to be honest with you, Tim. These two teams put it all on the line. A lot of rushing yards in this in cold weather. Davis, just too much. We talked about this earlier. A few years ago, LaPorte came in here, and they had a guy by the name of Charles Sallery, built just like this guy, maybe a little bigger. But he put LaPorte on his back that night, and Mr. Davis does it tonight here for Valparaiso and gives his team a 1-point win.
So, again, congratulations to Valparaiso. They move on to state with this 22-21 win. Player of the game, as we mentioned, is Travis Davis. What a win, 22-21. So we're going to go ahead and sign off, and we'll lock this down and get some warmth. So for Thomas Nolan, Ryan Dellinger, I am Tim Atkinson. As you have been watching the 2022 football semi-state round on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and powered by Summit City Sports.
Fans. And then there are fans. The diehards. They're those that don't just have a seat at a game, but a home away from home. The ones who made home field advantage a real thing. Who believe the horseshoe isn't just a logo, but a way of life.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Inspired by touch, by play, by listening and laughter. Inspired by family gatherings and one-on-one conversations. Inspired by long walks, long lives, and lives simply lived well. Inspired by compassion, by healing, by grace and strength. What inspires us at Franciscan Health is you. Franciscan Health, inspiring health.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts, all with a 99% career success rate.
You belong here.
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 I belong here.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
The athletes is has always been here, you know, and they're getting better. You know, I'm watching, you know, SummitCitySports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, I mean, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, I mean, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, you know, is just here, man. It's really cool.
In 4 years, this could be you.